my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and I'm joined with my good friend Steppo, or Collecto6, or
Hello.
man of many names.
Many names.
So yeah, so
They still find me. The bills still find me.
I know
I
that's
keep changing my name and the bills just keep coming. What is that?
yeah, it's really unfair. Actually, I was getting bills from other people's things as well, so I don't know. They
You're
like
just that
I
popular.
yeah, I'm just that popular. So yeah, so we were having a pretty good conversation just before we started this conversation, where we were talking about Suspense 3 and the rarity of it. And it is, if people are not familiar with that book, Suspense 3 is probably Alex Schomburg's, I say, masterpiece in terms of art. It's his most valuable book.
To some,
Yeah.
it is a fantastic cover. I make no bones about that.
Mhm.
It is a fusion between Schomburg and L.B. Cole,
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, LB
which is the
Cole actually
double
did a
whammy. It's a
LB Cole
double
did a
whammy to have
different
both of
version,
them.
it's like different version of it. But the interesting thing about Suspense 3 is it's actually the most valuable comic outside of the superhero genre.
I believe
So
it.
yeah, so I think it had a sale for like 500,000 or something, in that, and that was not even a high grade or anything. It was just like it's one of those big books. So
The nice thing about that book, Alan, I'll never have to worry about
mhm.
getting that
Yeah.
particular book. I will never, of
Well,
all the
I
worries
know
I
somebody
have,
with
that is not one of them.
Yeah, I know somebody with that book actually, strangely. Hi Matt.
Hi, Matt.
You were the first to say hello, so hello. Um, so I'm going to show a different box. I'm gradually going through all my Golden Age boxes and kind of resorting them. I was actually going through my PCH box yesterday. Um, and
Hello, dear.
I realized I'm very disorganized. I don't know why I mixed Alex Schomburg with my pre-code horror
Hmm.
books. It's just like in the same box. It doesn't make any sense. Like it's like, oh, scary, scary, scary. Alex Schomburg. Scary, scary, scary. It's just like doesn't make any sense. I don't really know my logic. Um,
If you are going to put if you were going to put all the if it's PCH books, it could be a smattering of them. But I
mhm.
find that I have enough Schomburg books that I basically have a box named for Schomburg. That I
Well,
basically just put all my Schomburg books in one box.
I have a cubby. Like most of my Schomburgs are actually graded, believe it or not. So I have a whole cubby devoted to Alex Schomburg, which is about 60 books. So it's a fair number of Alex Schomburg
That's
stuff.
a pretty good number.
Yeah, so but yeah, then I have probably about another, I would say about 30 to 40 ungraded ones, like
Wow.
excitings and thrillings and all
Well,
those
you
kind of
have a lot of the
starlings.
jungle. You have a lot of the jungle Schomburgs too, the painted
Yeah,
jungles.
yeah. I like I went for the Jungle Girl ones, right?
I
So
love them. I think they're undervalued, underappreciated, and I think they're every bit as lovely. I mean, the female images is and they're not. Some of them are sort of a fusion between the regular pen and ink and then the painted cover. They're a little bit better than pen and ink, but they're not quite painted covers. I'm not quite sure. His
well,
treatment on the
it's
covers is
airbrush.
just really cool.
It's airbrush. But I find what he'll do is he'll ink the airbrush, right? So it has that extra little like sharpness to it, I guess. It's not just a pure
Well,
airbrush.
when I look at if I look at Startling 49, you say
Mhm.
there is an airbrushed cover. If I
Yeah.
look at if I look at a one of the ones where the gal's jumping out of the spacecraft, Startling whatever 59 or whatever it is, and she's jumping out of the spacecraft or something, it doesn't have the same
Yeah, it's a little
level
different.
of metallic or whatever finish on them. Some I think
Mhm.
are finished more, and Startling 49 is probably the most finished airbrush cover he ever did, to my eye.
Yeah, actually, here, I'll just show it for people. I can grab that one easy because it's one I display. So, so this is
You look
mine.
at the water, you look at the now you look at the greens behind him. If you didn't have the water and the metal as an airbrush cover, you get those kind of airbrush covers from Schomburg. But when you have
Mhm.
him do the metal itself, I mean that really is another step up when he goes into that. You just got a thumbs up. Congratulations.
That's probably some gesture I made that, I don't know, got like a
You
thumbs up.
shouldn't make those gestures, Alan.
It's the iPhone thing. See, I did it again.
Okay,
I think it's because my fingers are on the edges of the thing, and it's like picking up at as like thumbs up. Um, but
that's
yeah,
cool.
this is a great one. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, look at that. Look at Wonder 15. Wonder 15 behind you is the same. It has the metal pieces of the microscope have that metallic flavor. It's over your right shoulder. There it is.
it's right there. Yeah, yeah. Um,
So you look at the knobs on the microscope, and they have
yeah,
that metallic finish on them, where he
yeah.
takes that extra step to get that. I have that
Get
one piece.
get that little bit of polish. He has that little bit of
Yeah, it's
shine.
like
Yeah,
it's been burnished, and he does that with the airbrush. He was the master of the airbrush.
yeah. I mean, his stuff's really great. Yeah, I really. This is one of my favorite covers. Yeah, I mean,
I know that
actually,
I think that
that's my favorite right there. Actually, the 15.
I think Ryan of Automatic's favorite it was Startling 49, I believe, is his favorite, or is number one or number two. I know that.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think the Seven Seas 4 might have pushed. I think it's sort of a toss up between those two. The having a ray gun Matt Baker and a ray
mhm,
gun Alex Schomburg. They're both. I mean, it's like you say, which is your favorite? And I said, yes, they are. Both of them are. I can't pick between the two. A
mhm,
conversation on Biggie's channel here just earlier says, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite artist? Well, I
mhm.
can't answer that. I said, well, all things equal, I said I would say Alex Schomburg, but I
Yeah, me
can't
too.
because if I say Good Girl, I'm going to say it's Matt Baker. Because Alex doesn't do Good Girl the same way. He does Good Girl, but it's
So
not the same as Baker.
I actually like Alex Schomburg better for Good Girl.
There you go.
So
I think that
and the reason I kind of like the cartoony style.
there you go.
It's just it's a personal preference.
You know,
I
Alan, August Schomburg, his brother, Alex's brother, August,
I know he did art too, and he was very
he did
technical.
art as well, but he did the aircraft covers. He did
Hmm.
aircraft, and his was just maybe 20% more precise and technical.
Hmm.
Alex would be real close, but he had a very light, cartoony spin he would put on it,
That's what I'm
which
saying.
is
Yeah.
so accessible. It's so good. It's his
Hmm.
trick. And then, of course, the proportion bending and all that stuff. As I said, all things being equal, Alex Schomburg is my absolute favorite artist of the
Yeah.
golden age by far.
Yeah. So I kind of gravitate to, like, the Bruce Timms, the Alex
Well, the
Schomburg,
modern on a modern
yeah, no,
for
but
modern.
that kind of cartoony style, I kind of,
Hmm.
um, I mean, for me, I like the innocence of good girl art. So I find if you had that little extra cartoony style, which is like, Archie's have it, Alex Schomburg has it. I kind of like that more. You know what I mean?
Well, I like the innocence of Bill Ward.
Yeah. So no, not so much. I do like Bill Ward. I do like Bill Ward. It's not quite as innocent.
Innocent.
No,
It isn't.
I wouldn't use those words and Bill Ward in the same line.
The gals that he shows are very world weary. They're
Mhm,
the I wrote it in my post today on Instagram. I said that they look that they've been around
mhm,
and they've been around more than once.
mhm,
And I invoked the Music Man, the sadder but wiser girl for me.
mhm.
And that I think is Bill Ward in a nutshell because it seems like he would always show girls after the deed was done and they're
Mhm.
sort of tired and it's sort of like that one Bruce Timm cover with the gal sitting on the bed and things had already finished and she's just sort of sitting there smoking a cigarette. You pick up that and I know that he copied that from Bill Ward because that's Bill Ward's wheelhouse is that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, so, actually, if you read Torchy, the original Torchy, it's actually she's very innocent, almost naive, like,
She is.
almost
She's
like
a hood ornament.
yeah,
She's a hood ornament. She's
she's
dumb. She doesn't know that how good she looks and the
yeah,
effect she has on men. But these gals that's not Torchy though. I
Mhm.
draw that distinction. Torchy is innocent and sort of
Yeah, she's the opposite
out of
of
it, you know, and guys are falling all over. He says, "Gee, what's the problem?" And Evan says, "God,
yeah,
have you looked at yourself?"
yeah,
But
yeah.
these other girls already know what they have, and they've
They're
experienced
much
what they have many times,
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right about that.
so to
So
speak.
that's I just wanted to make that distinction because Torchy
I'm
I
with
always
you.
think of yeah.
I agree.
Um so yeah. So by the way, somebody like quickly, somebody asked Zila. This one is signed Zila. I have an echo. Why am I
Make
echoing?
you big. Make you big.
Here, one sec here. So this one's signed Zila. I'll zoom in. One sec here. Guys. Okay. So what Alex Schomburg would do is he would sign at Zila when he was working on projects that he was not supposed to be working on. So basically, you know, when he was working for other companies other than his main company, he would sign the books Zila. Um, and on actually on the popes, you'll see he'll sign it even differently. He'll actually sign it AS. On a lot of the popes, it'll be just AS.
I don't mean to differ with you, but on
Mhm.
Standard Needor books, he signed both Alex Schomburg and Zila both
I know.
because
Yes, I
he
know.
worked for Standard Needor, and he was working. He did his. I think that he had some kind of a contract where he could draw for Archie MLJ, he could
Yeah.
draw for Whitman, he could draw for Timely, he could draw for Standard Needor,
Mhm.
and he could draw for those astrology books. He
Mhm.
also did extra. He was doing science fiction even in the day. So he had about a half a dozen, if
But
not more, companies that he was okay to work in.
but was he working like as a packager? Like, I mean, sometimes if you're working as a packager, you can work for all those different projects, right?
Now, that's the interesting thing because I believe that Timely did all their stuff in-house, unless I'm
ITM
wrong. Hi, TM. He did things in-house.
and High
Um,
Lyle.
but as far as Standard Needor, I think that Standard Needor, I think I don't know who their packager was. I know that Fiction House and Fox had the Iger House. I don't
So
know who Standard Needor had.
I know what like Standard Needle, their kind of MO was that they would get Alex Schomburg to do the cover, and then some other people would do the
Their
interiors.
bullpen. That
Yeah.
would be a good question. I really don't know who if there was a packager for Standard Needor, but I know
Hmm.
that Mort Meskin did a bunch of interior artwork for Standard Needor. There, a lot of the artistic excellence or the artistic quality of the stories during the war suffered because these guys all got drafted and they had to bring people in to basically
That's true.
make the donuts, and you know sometimes the donuts weren't made as well.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think
Avison left timely to go into the war, and Sid Shores had to pick up everything. And
yeah.
then Sid got drafted too, and so then you wonder who's drawing. And if you look at those 1946 through 48 timely books, the interior artwork, you know, Carl Burgos or you know those guys.
Mhm.
Where's Kirby? Well, Kirby's at war. Where are
Mhm.
these guys? So you look at the interior art, and it sort of catch can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Understandably,
So,
they were fighting for our country.
but a lot of like a female artists actually got their start because of that. You get like Mary Severin and Lily Renee and I don't know, I can't think of half of them.
Tarpe
But
Mills,
Tarpe Mills, you
but
know, they
Tarpe
got
Mills was her own. Tarpe
yeah, she was
Mills
her
was
own
her
thing
own
before it
thing.
all. Yeah.
She really was. The more I think about her, I mean, look at the body of her work. The more
Mhm.
impressed I am. She had the whole thing figured out herself: art, story, direction, everything except covers. Ramona Fredon.
Verdun? I thought it was Verdun. Verdun? What? I don't
One of your
know.
guys, one of your interviewees was talking about that he knew her, and he said her name, I think that way, the different way. I always thought it was Fredone, but I'm probably wrong
for Don, but how would it be for Don?
because I think it's O-N, not E-N. I may be wrong about that
Oh,
too.
okay, okay. I don't. I'm not
Ramona
sure.
Fredone, but she's
What
good. I know that she was good.
what did she work on?
Well,
Like,
she worked on Aquaman, I think, for a while,
okay, that's
among
cool.
others. I'm not an expert on Ramona. Um,
Yeah, yeah, it's like
I
that's why I asked.
a man's got to know his limitations.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, I'm gonna let you show some books you recently picked up, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a box as well and show some cool books too.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I'll let you show some books. You
All
go
right.
ahead.
Sure. Recently, I went on my comic shop,
Oh
and
no.
who rang that bell? Um, we started doing that, if you just so that you know, because everybody was talking about it, and it got to be such a point that Mr. Akins of What's on the Rack started ringing a bell each time someone said my comic shop. And so now I have to do it. I'm very Pavlovian dog. I salivate when I say it. I won't say it again because I don't want to hear that bell. It's driving me. Okay.
Okay, wait.
And she created Metamorpho. That was the
Aquaman,
other one.
and she created
Simon
Metamorpho.
Stagg
Okay, cool.
and Sapphire Stagg and Rex Mason.
Mhm,
Very good. Thank you. So I started looking through. You go on
mhm.
to
Okay,
the
cool.
index. You go onto the index and you pick out a company. And I picked out Fox Feature Syndicate. And then all the Fox Feature Syndicate stuff comes up. And then there's a button at the top and you hit it says in stock. And then I just basically scrolled through whatever it is that they had just to try to pick out stuff. And I found some really interesting stuff just shopping. This first one I'm going to show you, I think was like $45 or something, and it's at least a fine, maybe a fine plus. It's a number one from 1950 from Fox, and it is Life with Snarky Parker.
Yeah, I thought that was such a weird pickup, by the way.
Look at the picture on this cover. It's
It's really
bad
creepy.
acid. It's a bad acid trip. It's this sort of weird, out of dimensional looking, this sort of cloaky, Gumby looking guy. It's just and like kind of an airbrush. It was so weird. For $40 or $35, I just couldn't pass it up. It's just
There,
too weird.
there's a web cartoon or web show, I should say, called "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared," and it's just this. It's sort of like it looks like it's like done like by Sesame Street or some show like that, you know. But then it goes really, really dark and creepy. That's what that book reminds me of.
If you remember,
Anyone who knows it.
if you study animation in
Mhm.
the mid 30s, they had these cartoons that were made with claymation, but they were not made
Oh,
like
Gumby and all those ones, you mean?
not like Gumby, but what they were they're these strange forest scenes where they'd all get large and small, and they would then they skate around and all this other stuff. I mean, it was so bizarre, and I couldn't even imagine how much work it took for them to actually produce something like that.
See,
It does
I,
me too.
it's
I'm
really
going to keep it in a
creepy.
box with the lid on. I don't want him crawling
Exactly,
out because he's got
exactly.
3 rows of really sharp teeth.
It's like
But I
such a
mean, isn't
creepy
that
book.
just bizarre? Anyway, I
It is.
saw that. I
And
couldn't resist.
were you familiar with it before?
I'd never seen it before in my life.
It's
And
just such
I
a good
kind of
one.
go, I said, Snarky Parker, or yeah, Snarky Parker. And I said, what in the hell is that? I said, maybe some fantastic good
Exactly.
girl, some fantastic good girl cover. And I opened it. Oh my God, it's a scary puppet, from a third dimension, kind of Gumby cloaky coming out. I don't know. It's just something going.
It looks like Annabelle.
Annabelle's
Do you know who Annabelle is?
Annabelle who?
So Annabelle's a doll, this creepy doll from like some modern horror movies.
Oh yes, wasn't there? Wasn't that it was a movie of Annabelle, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was originally called The Conjuring, and then they did an Annabelle movie.
Okay,
Where it's
yeah.
like this creepy doll, and yeah.
I mean that's just sort of like he crawls out of the. Ooh, I don't know. This one is just a great patriotic cover,
Oh yes, yeah.
and it was not
It's that famous scene where they're planting the flag on Iwo Jima. Yeah,
on Iwo Jima.
yeah.
And you know that this was the second picture that they took. The first picture that they took was not as grand, and so the commanding officer, they were all standing up there on top. and they said, "Come on, we want to do this properly." And someone had the first flag they put up was a smaller one that one of the guys had. So someone brought up a proper size flag, and they said, "Okay, let's get this." Was we fought too damn hard for for Mount Suribachi. We've got to commemorate this properly. And said, "Okay, guys, let's go." And so those guys did this scene, and that's the one that just it says so much.
Hmm. Yeah, it is a great cover, a great photo, actually, I should say.
It's a wonderful. It's the story and they've talked to the guys. There was one guy that went up to the top. It was a BAR guy, and he had to go back down to do something. He had to take care of something with his gun or something like that. And so he had come down a little bit. And so they had shot the picture after he had left, and then they shot the picture. But he was one of the guys who was up top, and they all toured the United States to do war bonds. That they were the ones that raised the flag on Mount Suribachi on Iwo Jima, and it was really the soil on that is this volcanic sand. It was just a mess. Lee Marvin got shot in the backside, and then they took him out wounded. That was his experience with that. But
Oh, jeez.
following along, this I think is an amazing painted cover.
Oh, yes. I've shown that on my channel.
I figured you had.
I'm trying to say that I'm the inspiration for it. Okay, so Candlestick is asking some question here. Do you have any Captain America comics?
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's Amazing Adventures. This is the next one, and you had mentioned that you thought that guy looked like Chuck Heston.
Charleston Heston, yes.
Chuck, we call him Chuck.
No, no,
I got all us guys in the NRA. We always did Chuck Heston.
That's funny. I used to have that book actually behind me, but now I don't.
I beg your pardon?
I used to have that book behind me, but now I don't.
Okay. It's get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape.
Exactly. Actually, it kind of reminds me of either Spartacus or
I am Spartacus.
yeah,
Good,
I'm
we'll hang all of
Spartacus.
you.
Yeah, yeah. I know. But it
And they
reminds me
did.
of that, or it actually kind of reminds me of Planet of the Apes a little bit. Where they're whipping the humans and yeah.
Oh, what did you do? Oh, damn you all to hell. That was a great
Exactly.
movie, wasn't it?
I loved it. And the cool thing was when I saw it when I was young, and I didn't know that there was that twist, at the end. And I'll leave it, I won't spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it. But it's like only been like 40 years. Um, but the twist was quite great. I love
Oh,
the.
I didn't see it coming. I didn't
Mhm.
see it coming at all.
Mm. So I always like this one too. Another Wally Wood cover, but her hair reminds me of Pooh. Korean style of way they draw
Soft
the.
serve. Soft serve. It's
That's
just a
great.
great they're gassing these gals, and and it's not a Fox book that generally that you
No,
see that much. It's not one of the but it was and it wasn't terribly expensive, and it was in very nice condition, surprisingly.
yeah, I got my car.
Did you want to show some?
Sure, I can show some too.
Okay,
So
I
that
had more, but I thought you might want to
yeah,
show.
we'll alternate. We'll alternate. So that last one, I think I picked it up for like slabbed but low grade, really cheaply. It was like sort of opening bid kind of level on Heritage. Like it was like
Mhm.
really low. I was like, oh, this is, but it's Wally Wood. It's cool. I thought it was
Yeah.
really underrated book, very underrated. Okay, so I'll show some books. I'm basically going through a box here that I have next to me. So one of the characters I used to go on about a lot, but I've kind of in the last while I have almost her complete collection of every cover this character appeared on, and so I haven't been showing it as much lately. But I used to talk about Miss Mask a lot when I was at the beginning of the collecting experience with her, where I'd sort of pick up her books, and I've been trying to like I basically wrote down all the covers that she appeared in the Golden Age, and I'm only missing one now. I have every cover that she appeared in from the Golden Age except one. Um,
Look at the
and
grill of that car.
I know this is a nice Alex Schomburg one. I bet you that probably Alex Schomburg had a car like that. He has
Well,
a
he
tendency
had
of including
his the
his
family
cars in the
Buick.
in,
The
in the
family Buick,
comics.
I know that appeared in Astounding Science or one of the science fictions, where the flying saucer was cutting stuff up,
Mhm.
and the family car was about to be cut in half.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. So this is I like this style for Miss Mass. This is like where she's kind of more a bit more sexy. I don't know. I kind of like that style. So that's Alex Schomburg. That's America's Best Comics 28. And here's another Alex Schomburg, Black Terror. I just kind of like it. She looks like I don't know, like a cheerleader almost, like or one of those women that she kind of has like the cowgirl boots, but she also has that kind of band.
Well, I
You
think
know that
she's
you
a
know what I'm
circus.
talking about,
I
where
think she's a
they
circus babe. She's a circus babe because they're at the circus,
I see the
and
circus,
she
but
has
what
the
I'm
boots,
thinking,
and then
she
she
kind of
has the
reminds me.
epaulets on her shoulders. See, so she's going to be
Yeah,
down with
but
the ringmaster.
I feel like she should be throwing a baton or something like that, though. I
She
don't know
could.
why. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know, but I think it's cool how the bullet is like bouncing off his shoulder. I think that's kind of cool. So
I
yeah,
think that guy, the crook, looks sort of like Ward Bond.
Ward Bond, maybe. I think you had this one before I did.
I do.
Super
I
Magician.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Super Magician. I like this one. I like these hanging covers. I think this one's kind of a cool one. Another underrated series. These ones you can pick up really cheaply, which is
Alan, you are breaking up and pixelating and freezing and then moving
oh
for some
really?
reason. Yeah.
Shoot. Okay, I'm going to make you the key person here then. And I will let you show some books. I'll figure out my system and then I'll come
Okay.
back.
Just
So
because you have good things to say, but you're
it's like, oh,
and the
yeah,
secret of my success is
exactly. Okay, I'll let you show stuff.
uh, continuing on with my Fox expedition. Zago. It's, I think, a beautiful Fox cover. Just nice. This one's a little bit more. This is very Cayman looking because the animals, the way Cayman would draw his girls is one way, but the way he would draw his animals, they always looked like they had faces. They were sort of they didn't look like real tigers. They had sort of anthropomorphic faces on them, which is cute. But sort of an she has somewhat of an ogle. Well, actually, she is not Zago. He is Zago. Like JoJo is not the gal. JoJo is the guy. Thrilling Jungle Stories, The Jungle Prince. So they think this was later in the day for Jungle Adventures. So the Jungle King and the Jungle Emperor and all the Jungle big guys, and now they're down to Prince. And after this, probably the Jungle Duke, the Jungle Commodore.
Okay, how do I sound now?
You sound good.
I keep on hearing a weird echo though.
Everything I have is turned off.
That's weird. Okay, sorry, but no. I always thought that was weird that they always made it the guy's name, but on every JoJo, every like Zango,
The
it's always
first
the girls are featured.
the girl is center stage, and the star is running in to try to save her from 30 yards out.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
we go.
Candle's asking random stuff here. Do you think we should still trust CGC? Yes, to the most
Yes,
part.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, So now, did you want to take another shot, Alan?
Okay, I'll try to show some stuff. Actually,
Okay.
I have a whole box of just jungle comics. Like one of my boxes devoted to jungle. Am I cutting in and out?
No, you look much better now. Much better.
Okay. Okay. I closed a whole bunch of windows. That's maybe what was causing the problem. Okay, so I was showing like my Miss Mask collection. Here's some more. Uh, the weird thing is she didn't really appear in bondage much in the there's only one or two covers where she's in bondage, but she would be tying other people up. so
What were her
so
powers?
none. She had no powers.
So she just sort of hung out with her gloves and her mask and stuff and her
Yeah,
midriff and went out and fought crime?
yeah,
Well, it's pretty easy to fight crime when you got the Black Terror right there beside you.
exactly. So she was kind of in that long line of female superheroes that had no superpowers, but were like bored socialites, and they would just go around like just go around trying to solve crimes, and they'd usually get in trouble themselves, and they would need some guy to save them.
I
um
would Lady Luck was not that way. Lady Luck was tough and she beat guys up and she was a swordswoman and she actually kicked butt, to be
so
honest.
did Miss Mask. Miss Mask did too, but both of them would had no powers. You know what I
Well,
mean?
Blonde
They're
Phantom and Miss Mask, I think, are pretty close. I mean, as far as that goes, because Blonde Phantom didn't have much. She just had a nice dress.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But Blonde, the only one that kind of had some powers was
Sun Girl did. Sun Girl had some
Phantom Lady.
powers.
Yeah, Sun Girl had powers. Phantom Lady had her little thing that she could blind people with.
Black Ray.
Black Ray, yeah. And then here's some more America's Best. This is another
That's a
Alex
great one.
Schamberg.
That's a
I,
great one.
I love this one because it's got, they got the girl in the bondage. You got like the blazer with all the like hot
Brazier.
pokers,
Yeah.
razor with all the hot pokers in it. And then she's going to get branded here. And then you got hooded figures, and you got all the superhero guys like jumping in and just laying
Doc
down some.
Strange. Doc Strange took. I think he took some super sauce or something, and then became super powerful. He looks like Ronald Reagan, but
He really does, especially the
but
hair. It's the
yeah.
hair that
But
does
you
it.
know that the whole trope that that Schomburg loved to do is that cranked up brazier with branding irons. He was all about
Yeah,
that during the war. That they had the swastika branding irons and the chrysanthemum branding irons. And so they this what year is that? Is that a 46 book?
uh, probably in that era. I'm not sure to tell you the truth, but
Because sometimes
I'd
when
say
he
in
had to
that era, like 46, 47,
okay,
somewhere around there.
because if it was near the end of the war, then a lot of times it would have been a Japanese cover, and then he had to go back in
Yeah,
and then redraw the characters where this could have been those guys could have been Japanese, and they would have had
yeah,
a chrysanthemum thing, which is right up their his street.
yeah. I think if
But I
this
think that's later
was
though.
early, I think this is more of the later style where he did these kind of hooded figures instead of the Japanese dudes, and yeah, it's sort of in that line of thing. So this is my Miss Mask box. I always thought this one was interesting because you got this is like such a trope with Alex Schomburg where the hero is just a little bit too late. Like she's already getting her butt bitten by this dinosaur guy. So, but you got fighting Yank gonna. I don't know what he's gonna do with the rock. What is he gonna do? I mean, is he gonna whack the dinosaur with the rock? Um, it's not gonna do much. But
Do you know what the Fighting Yanks powers are?
not really. I know he was just courageous. That's the only thing I can think
The
of.
Fighting Yanks ancestor was in the Revolutionary War,
Okay.
and he was given special documents that had to be delivered. He was captured and they were not given, and there was big problems because of it. He was one of the most trusted aides to George Washington, but
Hmm.
he dropped the ball. So when he
Maybe.
passed, hi Bigby, when he passed, then the ghost had to atone for this, and this guy was the guy that is the Fighting Yank was his descendant, and he discovered the hat and the buckles of the shoe.
Hmm.
and the cloak, and those had magic powers in them. And so when he put those on, he was some like really super strong, and he was pretty much bulletproof, great stamina, and all that other stuff. But then when he got in trouble, then his ancestor would show up and
Oh, and fight
help
for him.
him from, yeah, in other words, the first generation fighting Yank would then show up. I can't think of the guy's name, but he was like the third or whatever. It's a pretty good story, actually.
Okay, cool, cool. By the way, Bigby, can you get your wife to send the invite to him? Do you think she can do that?
I beg your pardon.
Can you get your wife to send invite to Bigby?
I don't think Susie knows how to do that, Alan. I'm sorry.
Okay, okay. So what I'm going to do is I
You
was
want to
actually
put me up and then do it?
yeah, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay,
So okay, I'm gonna go
I'll
layout.
carry the ball.
You'll carry the ball again.
Yes,
Like,
I don't. I like to.
okay, good, good. Okay, so I'm gonna try to send Bigby a.
All right, that'd be cool. So I'm still, as you can see before that, I was in Zago, which means that I'm coming pretty much to the end of the line. I was forlorn. Wasn't getting much, but then at the end, I ended up getting. This is Zegra number two. Zegra number two.
Okay.
And this is Zegra number three, I think, or four, I'm not sure. And this one is so odd to me because the Zegra looks like it's the face of a man. It's like there's a man's face. Maybe not. Another thing that Cayman would do,
I didn't
and
think so. I
and
think that's
another
just poorly drawn, maybe.
well, and another thing that Cayman would do, they always would have a curved blade. Their knives would always have curved blades. And that's just one of the things that one of the visual cues. But it's pretty nice elephant cover.
Ozzy, if you want to join us too, you can. And yeah, so the invite is now in the chat.
Okay, great.
And
I'll just
Bigby,
show my I'll just show my last Zegra. And here's another one. Thrilling jungle stories. She's jungle empress. She's not a jungle queen. She's not a jungle princess.
she's an
She's a
empress.
jungle empress. Then
That's
it'll
how
be
you impress.
jungle bricklayer,
How do you impress your
jungle
friends? And
designer.
no,
What?
I was just gonna. I was gonna do a dumb joke. I was gonna say she can impress her friends. Um,
Oh, I see
yeah,
what you
it
did
was.
there.
Yeah, it was pretty
You
lame.
must be in advertising.
Yes, exactly. Oh,
Very good.
Biggie's here. Biggie's here too. Hey, Biggie. I put the link in the chat, so if you guys want to join, you can join.
I'll
And
show now when you want to come back in, you sing out, okay?
no, yeah, you just keep on going.
Okay. I've been going through boxes trying to do some consolidation with various titles and what have you. And sometimes when you have a box and it's filled with a given title, you have a little bit of room in the box. And if you have a little bit of room in a box, you got to put something in there. And the trick is that, and then you always say, I'll remember that that's there. And of course, you never remember that it's there. So I was trying to find some books that I knew I had. I didn't know which box they were in, which is always seems like a futile exercise, but I did come across them. And so I found my Marvel
Oh
Family
wow,
Comics.
that's a pretty major book to lose.
I knew I had it somewhere, but I just
Yeah.
couldn't. And over here, you see this thing that looks like a paper clip on there.
Hmm.
Evidently, that is quite common on this cover. I don't know why. I had a guy said he had one and his has it, and then he knew another guy that had one and it had it too. Now I don't know if it was the way that they would hang them up with a clothespin or or whatever the deal was, but that's just sort of the way they were. But this was a very serendipitous purchase, and I'm not a big Captain Marvel fan, but it was the first Black Adam, and I says, well, that might do something, and that's when I bought it.
It might do something. Wow, yeah. I actually, in fact, here now you're making me curious if my copy has that too. So I'm gonna grab my copy of that.
Okay.
So one sec here. So there's a little paperclip, is what you're saying, right?
Well, it's sort of an indentation. Not even that. It's just an odd mark. It looks sort of like a paper clip, but I'm not entirely sure just exactly what it is. Hi, Brian.
Hey.
Hey
How are
guys,
you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna make myself big for a second. Hi, Brian. Just for a second, and you guys,
Boom!
I can't see any weird indentation, but maybe.
That's the different book.
Oh,
That's a
shoot.
different book.
Ah.
You won't find it on that one, Alan.
Okay, wait. I grabbed the wrong one. Sorry. Ah. Okay, wait. Now I'm just stupid. Okay, that was dumb. Okay, one sec.
That's all right.
One sec. I'll grab
That's
the
all
right
right.
one. One sec here. It's in the same box. I just grabbed the wrong one. Okay, one sec here. Okay.
You know, Batman's like Superman. I mean, come on.
All right, one sec here. One sec here. Yeah, they're all the same basically. Oh, mine. I didn't realize how faded mine was. Okay, so here's my Captain Marvel one.
Marvel
Let me get
Adventures.
mine. Oh wait, I don't have
Oh,
one.
Marvel Family Captain Marvel one. I'm just like saying all. I'm saying all the wrong
Touche.
things. I'm saying all the wrong things. Okay, Marvel Family one. Okay, one sec here. Okay, so this one's really it's really faded. I don't know. I shouldn't have left it out in the sun. Where do you? Is it right in here?
Yeah, I don't see it.
I don't see.
I don't see it on yours.
But maybe because mine's faded.
You can just sprayed all that bleach on it, Alan, to clean it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I didn't realize how faded it was.
Bleach is not good for comics.
No, no. So this one's I don't know. That's my copy. My copy is not quite as nice as yours.
My kung fu is stronger than your kung fu.
Yes, yeah. Yours is quite pretty.
Both of you guys' kung fu is way stronger than my kung fu.
Yeah. So I don't know. Wait, should I show mine like this way?
Mine's 3D.
Yeah,
It's coming out. It's coming.
Stefo's is red and yours is orange.
Yeah.
Mine's is red. Yours is orange.
Yeah,
Right.
mine's a bit more orange. I didn't realize until you showed yours. Now I'm somewhat sad about mine.
Stefo doesn't allow orange in his house.
Okay.
No beavers colors in his house.
Okay.
There you go.
So how are things going with you, Brian?
Going good. I got all of that stuff packed up and shipped this weekend. So
Oh, good for you.
Wow. Okay.
that
Good
was
for you.
insane.
I
How
can
much?
imagine.
I'm curious. How much was the shipping for something like that?
It was over $400 to ship. I was able to consolidate it down to 5 boxes.
That's good.
Because
Five
the
long boxes?
5 short boxes. The guy had
Okay.
the short boxes the guy had were older ones, and they were only about 14 inches long, his short boxes, and so I had to repack because his short boxes were falling apart.
Oh.
So my short boxes were like 17 inches long.
Oh, okay.
So I had more space, and then his stuff wasn't super tightly packed. And when you ship, you want to pack it
Oh,
tight.
yeah,
Like
you don't want to
like a
have
brick.
movement around at all.
I just thought that was a
Yeah.
great comment, by the way. Did you see that? Did you
The
see
big
that?
red
He's
cheese.
got the twist. I got the cheddar.
Yeah, yeah. I
The
got
big
the cheddar.
red cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
Okay,
good.
so that's cool though. So you got it down to 5 boxes. You're talking 5 long boxes though, right?
No,
5 short boxes.
5 short
Yeah.
boxes.
Yeah, I was able to consolidate it down to 5 short boxes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So it was
Well,
originally
the
7
paper
short
compressor
boxes.
worked perfectly. Just really.
Yeah, it was originally 7. So
okay. So
I
how
was
many
able to-
comics were in the complete collection then?
I didn't count. I just tried to. Dude, I killed myself. I worked a 13-hour shift on Friday, and then I came home and from like 6 p.m. until 11:30, packed boxes, and I had to make custom boxes to go around. We wanted to ship them in the box, and then have padding. So I bubble wrapped them. And we packed the boxes like a brick, bubble wrapped the box, and then put them in a box with padding above and below, so that they're not, the corners aren't getting dashed.
Yeah.
So
So when does Ryan take delivery?
Estimate. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to say because
Okay, don't say.
people
Don't
might
say
know
that.
where he
Don't
lives.
say.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He gets them when he gets them. It doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah.
Soon.
So, but
Soon.
are you
How's
sending?
that?
Are you sending it like priority or like some kind of express? Or
Again, I don't know if I should say.
I want
Okay,
to
oh,
send
okay.
you on a slow boat to China.
But
All
So
by
if you
myself
which
alone.
convoy should we like intercept and like
right,
pick up
what
the
truck
books?
should we hijack? So yeah.
No one's
So
gonna.
yeah, no, but they're on their way to him. And
Okay.
you'll probably see them sometime in the coming week-ish, next week
I,
sometime.
Very good.
I imagine he'll do something big on his channel about them.
I would hope so. Yeah. We're supposed to do another couple collab, or we're going to continue doing collab videos talking about the collection and
Mhm.
um
And
the
he's not sending them all to CGC, just probably the good
just
ones.
the stuff that makes sense. That you always got to compare, like what is my beard's driving me crazy. Sorry.
Mine too. Mine too.
Well, you
Um,
have to get the scissors out and do like what Biggie did. You have to trim your beard on camera.
that was funny
Yeah.
when he did that. I
Get
was like,
get that
he's like,
get your
he's
swing
like,
line.
he was pretty random about it too. He's like, big chunk comes out. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Of course, his grew back in 2 days.
I know.
So I'll give you guys the sneak scoop on that. So like when I went to pick up the books,
Mhm.
the fella, I walked in and the guy goes, okay, here, I'll let you know I haven't touched anything since we negotiated. It all got put in the closet. Um,
Oh,
but I do have to let you know that there were 3 books that were in the pulled aside stuff that had fallen off to the side of a pillow on my couch, and I didn't see them. And I was like, no, 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 no. And he says, yeah, here they are. One was that big oversized Popeye magazine, and
Okay.
one was a 1940s Disney book, and one what's the other one? Disney book, Popeye. I forget.
And did he give
Oh,
you
it
these
was
books?
like a Tales of Suspense or something. Anyway, so I'm like, no, no, Ryan knows what he's getting. This in the video. If you're intent on keeping those 3 books, I have this check here for $20,000+. I'm gonna walk away with it, and you can keep all of your books.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was like, no, 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 no. He's like, really, really, the most important thing to me is that Popeye book, because I have a bunch of Popeye tin toys, and I want to
that
have a thing
really
to be able to.
sucks. I hate that.
Yeah.
But so wait, though. So the funny thing, right? So the night before, Ryan and I had been on the phone, and Ryan was like, "Yeah, he had like $100+ on that Popeye." He's like, "I think we'll be lucky to get like $5 for it." He had like $120 on it, right?
Yeah,
And
Popeye
Ryan
books are
was
not that
really
either. They're not.
right. Well, it was a really tattered, beat up magazine, right?
Mm-hmm.
The larger size one, the reprint magazine, and he goes, it's really important to me. I'll tell you what, I'll give you guys $100 towards any other book that you want if I
Okay.
can keep that one. And I'm
Sure.
like, all right, I'm going to make a judgment call, because just recalling what Ryan said. I'm like,
Yeah. It's
make a judgment call and say, yeah,
worthless.
that's okay.
You did
And
good judgment call because Popeye books like are really inexpensive, actually.
well, there's some really nice ones in there. There's the
There
first
are some
ones where
good
they
ones.
started
I
the
can I
news.
can tell you
There,
which
there's
ones
the
are
first
because
one in
I
that collection. There's the first one where they start the new stories that are specifically written and drawn for Popeye comics.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
there's some good
that's
ones
the
in there.
key. That's a key.
What'd you get?
But so I got home and I called Ryan. And he says, "No," he says, "good call." He says,
Yeah.
"I'm going to look at the stuff that we didn't get, and I'm going to make some suggestions, and maybe you can go back over there tomorrow and pick up a book that we didn't get." And
Mhm.
so I go, okay. So Biggie's asking, what did I get? So you want to? I got a large Golden Age collection in conjunction with Automatic Comics, Biggie.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And
Yeah. I should have put his question up so you can
yeah,
see.
and there's several, but there's 5 videos on my channel about they're like 7 or 8 minutes long, and they show just flipping through the books, showing you every single book that's in the collection.
Yeah. So if you guys go over to Big B's channel, you can see the collection. It is an impressive collection. It is
It's
very
fun to
impressive.
look at. It's
Very
really
fun to
fun to
look at.
look at.
Yeah, there's some really great books in there. There's a whole short box of PCH, so I mean pre-code horror.
Yeah.
But after I got off the phone with Ryan, the fella calls me up. He goes, "Hey, I hate to bug you, but there was some coverless books in there that I didn't think were in there. I didn't mean for them to be part of the collection." And I'm like, "Well, they were on the video."
Yeah, exactly. Anything
And
that's on the video should be in the thing.
right,
Why do people do that,
Why are
Brian?
they nickel and
I
diming?
don't
I
know.
mean,
I
it's like
don't
Ridiculous.
these are
know.
Ridiculous.
So he calls. He says, "I really would, if you could ask Ryan if maybe I could have those back, or if there's something else I could give you guys to get those back. There's some 1930s books in there that I had done a lot of research to find out what they were." And and I'm like,
no.
"I'll ask him. I'll ask him." So I
Okay.
called Ryan up and I said, "Hey Ryan, so there's some coverless books. He's interested in maybe sweetening the pot on giving us if we give him those coverless books back." And Ryan's like, "Definitely, if we can get something for those coverless books, let's do it."
Yeah,
And
there's some big coverless books too, right? I mean, there are.
yeah, but they weren't big ones. There was a Black Cat Mystery, like 16, I think, was one of them. But
But
it
yeah,
was
without the
nothing.
cover, it's not that valuable of a
Yeah,
book.
they weren't that great. But he had said like he would give us like 60, 70, maybe $80 for the coverless books. There was like 6 of them. And so
Okay.
I called him up the next night after I got off work. I said, "Hey, I've got your coverless books. Would you like me to bring them over?" And he says, "Yeah, that'd be great." And so, unbeknownst to him, I had already talked to Ryan, and he had targeted 2 books that we wanted to get. Um, and I showed up, and I walked in, and he's on the porch, and he's got his hand in his pocket, and he's like, "Where are they?" And I'm like, "I'm carrying the coverless books in my hand." I'm like, "They're right here." And he's like, "Oh, I thought you were going to bring over you," because we have talked many times about me selling or trading my Golden Age books to him.
Okay.
And
Oh,
he's like, "I thought you were going to bring over your Golden Age books." He's like, "I had a great day of sales with antiques. I made like $18,000 on antiques today, and I
Wow.
want to buy your comics."
Oh wow.
And I was like, "Oh, well, well, that's cool. Well, I'm actually here to talk to you about negotiating for these coverless books and
Mhm.
squaring up on that Popeye." And he says, "Oh, okay." And he says, "What was it you guys were after?" And it was one of the Marvel Tales. It was the Marvel Tales with the honey and the ants
Okay.
cover.
That's a key book for Ant-Man. That's a prototype Ant-Man.
So that
I'm
one
pretty
was
sure.
like it was a really low grade. He had like 125 or $130 on it.
Okay.
And I said, "We're interested in that one." And the other one was that Terrific with that guy's face. It's the real close up of the guy's face.
Is
It's
it the one where he's getting his head chopped and then his
No,
hands?
it's just a close up of his face, and he's got a scar over one eye. He looks real mean. Like the guy's, I don't know. It's Terrific 16, I think. Um,
Oh, I know it. That's a good one. That's a good one. I know that
yeah,
one. It's like
it's an
it's just a
expensive one.
headshot. It's like a
It's
yeah.
just a
I know.
headshot. Yeah. Don Heck cover.
Yeah, Don Heck covered
Um,
it.
yeah,
He did a lot of those
and
things.
I said, "So we're interested in working a deal with this." Oh, and Ryan had sent me a little more cash to finagle with the guy. And so I said, "So we're interested in this and that, or we could make a deal for both, and I could give you this amount of cash." And he pulls
Mhm.
out just this wad of like thousands of dollars out of his pocket, and he's like, "I
Wow.
don't need money. I don't need any money. I'd
Wow.
rather keep the books." And I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, okay." And he's like looking, he's like, you know, "I think I'd just rather keep the or let you keep the Popeye and the coverless books, I guess." And I was just like, "No, no, 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 no."
Oh.
And so I'm haggling and finagling, and I'm like, "How about, finally, he's like, "Well, I want to hang on to the one." The honey and the ants one. I go, "Yeah, the one with the honey and the ants." And he goes, "Ants?" And he looks at it, he goes, "Oh, I didn't even realize that the guy was dumping honey on the guy's head and getting ants on him. I just," he's like, "That's way cool. I want to keep that now." And I'm like, "Oh, no."
Oh,
So,
okay.
so
how
Wait.
does
Is
our
that a
story
different one?
end?
Is that a
Does it end okay?
it ends okay. So he goes, we were
is that a
talking and
Mr.
just chatting it
Mystery
up and
that
having
you're
a good
talking
time. And
about?
he goes,
The
"You know what? I'll let you have that Terrific, and you just give me some cash and the Popeye and the coverless books, and you can have that Terrific." And so
okay.
we worked it out. Ryan was ecstatic that we were able to work that.
But wait. The one with the ants. Actually, I thought you were talking about a different book. Are you talking about the one where it's Mr. Mystery?
No, it's Marvel Tales. It's a guy buried up to his neck in
Yeah,
sand,
there. And then there's ants
and
being.
it's not the one where the ants are coming like out of his skull or whatever. It's a different. It's he's buried up to his neck in sand, and then you see a hand in the foreground with a bottle of honey, and he's dumping the honey on the guy's head, like he's
Oh,
so the ants are going to come eat the guy's face.
oh,
Um,
I thought that
One
was
for the
Mr.
kids.
I thought that was Mr.
yeah,
Mystery.
yeah, yeah.
There's
It's a Marvel Tales.
okay, because there's a Mr.
But
Mystery that's kind of similar.
I think we got the one that we got was the better book anyway. The Marvel Tales was really really rough. Like it felt like it's in a bag and board, but you could feel just how flimsy the book was because it was so. I mean, not even
Yeah.
spine ticks. It was like the whole thing was a spine tick, and it was like all the way down, and it was like stained and
I've
everything
seen
else. It was
those. We've
horrific.
all seen that. Yeah.
Felt solid. It didn't have spine ticks. It was a beautiful book. So
Yeah,
Very
that's a good
good.
one. That's a good one. Those
yeah,
Terrifics go for pretty good money. Like Don Heck is like one of the premier PCH artists. So
Well,
yeah.
he was
No, I was
also
really happy
Iron
with.
Man.
what?
He was Iron Man too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's true.
He did a lot of stuff for
I
Marvel,
know
but
he
Brian,
did
could you
Marvel.
show your Golden Age Batmans? Do you have those close by?
yeah, I don't have that one that 108. I sent that to Ryan.
Okay.
That was the only book I had room to send of mine. Um, give me a
Which
second.
is the one? Which is the 108?
That's the
The
one
real
that
high
we got,
grade one.
the high grade one where
Oh, with the yeah, okay, with
the
the
one
Bat
that got
Cycle,
later on mishandled.
with Batman Jones
Yeah.
that your
Let
friend
me see.
helped.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we're not going to talk about that.
Okay, we won't.
It would have got damaged when they cleaned it anyway.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm over it.
Okay, so do you want me to make you big there, Bigby?
No, you go ahead and you guys can talk. You can make somebody else big. I got to find them. They're here somewhere.
Okay. I'll show some more. Do you guys?
Okay.
You said
I'll,
some more books.
I'll start some more random books. Okay, so
No, more collectible, beautiful books, please.
all right. Some more random books.
Packaging.
Okay, so it's all about randomness. Okay, so one sec here. I'm just sort of grabbing some stuff here. So in the same box as my Miss Mask stuff, I have my collection of Cinderella Love. Some of these are like not they're fairly inexpensive. They're not the big one. Cinderella Love 25 and 15 are the two big ones for Cinderella Love. But these are the sort of photo covers and the ones that were not really big. But there are some really good ones in the collection of Cinderella Love that are not expensive, like this one, where it's not a photo cover and it's just a really great art piece. Now it's not done by Matt Baker, but it is still a great cover, I think. I kind of like this like hot for teacher kind of look. I don't know. It looks like she's a teacher or school teacher or something like that. And get this older man actually. But yeah, just I thought it was a kind of maybe I don't know, maybe she's a secretary. I don't know what she is, but it kind of reminds me of a teacher for some reason. So yeah, Cinderella Love number 11.
She looks youngish.
Yeah, and then we got
Just wrote.
some more photo covers. And this one's kind of cute, like kind of. I mean, I always felt like these were underrated for the title. This is number 5. I got number 12. So it's sort of a mixture of photo covers and, as I was saying, these art ones. So this is, I think they're quite good. I don't know, like these ones you can pick up for $10 a point kind of level. Whereas Cinderella Love, it's more like $2,000. Cinderella Love 25, it's like $2,000 or $3,000 a point. It's like it's just the contrast between like the issue numbers is pretty amazing to me. So I figured, hey, I'll try to get a pretty good collection of Cinderella Love, all the cheaper ones. So yeah.
I thought those Batmans were here. They're in the 2 boxes that I took over to your house, Steppo. They're not here in this room. So
And
They were in the box, so the box is somewhere else, obviously.
Yeah, they're in my comic room, so they're not in this room.
Okay.
I could go. I could
All
go
right.
run and get them if you guys want.
yeah, you go run and get it if
Please, I'd
you
love
want.
to see him
Yeah, I'd
because
like to see him too.
I
Yeah, for sure.
gotta close the deal, Brian.
You got to close the deal.
Got to
Yeah, I
close
I
the
gotta
thought.
deal.
close the deal.
I thought. I thought you passed on those.
I have to look at them again. Something has
Oh, okay.
happened.
Okay.
Something has happened.
Something's happened.
Something
Just
has
consider.
happened. Let me get. Let me go grab them.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Okay, so this is Cinderella Love 10, which is actually Cinderella Love number 1. So, yeah, if you ever want to get the first issue of Cinderella Love, it's this one. So, and then my Annie Oakley is mixed in as well. So, I don't know. I like Annie Oakley. I think something about
It's
it.
cute.
Yeah, it's cute. Again, we were talking about that before, that I kind of go for the cutesy style, artwork. Another title that had that kind of cutesy style was Abbott and Costello. It has lots of really great good girl art covers, actually. So this is Abbott and Costello number 15. Bit of a nude cover in the bubble bath. And this is the one that first got me onto this title, and also was recommended by my good friend Steppo. This is Abbott and Costello Lily Renee cover. So yeah.
It's Lily Renee and her husband. Her
Oh, really?
husband's name was Eric.
Oh, yes, I see that. And Eric, you're right. So which part is Lily Renee? Which part is Eric?
Absolutely.
Exactly. So, okay. So, but this is one of her more sexy covers, I think. Actually, I think I just saw this in an auction recently and it did quite well. But Lily Renee actually worked on a lot of the covers for Abbott and Costello, and the interiors as well, I believe. This is another Abbott and Costello. As I said, like, you wouldn't expect Abbott and Costello to be like good girl art covers, but a lot of good girl art covers. So yeah. And one sec. One of the more popular Abbott and Costello covers is this one with the Jungle Girl. This is number 2 of the series. Still trying to get an Abbott and Costello number 1, but yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna let you show some stuff now.
Okay. So as I went through the boxes. There we go. We'll get a little light up here. Came across this one.
Oh, I know that book. Nice. The first active JSA, when they're actually on their first quest together.
The story inside this is very, very poignant, and it was talking about how the schools are not teaching democracy. They're not teaching about being proud to be Americans. It talks about how the media is not doing the right job, and this is right during World War II. And I thought I was reading something current, because that's exactly the sorts of things
happening now
is happening right now, where the schools are not doing what they should, and they don't teach pride in country, and if anything, they teach to distrust and hate our country. It's disgusting. So there's that one, and this All-Star was right next to it, which is one I can't even remember when I picked it up.
That's a nice one.
But this is just before the absorption of All American Comics with DC Comics, because it has the logo on it, and they put the logo on right up there, right up here, right there. They put that on just to distinguish themselves, just prior to show that they were a separate company, and just before they were absorbed, and then it turned into National Comics. But it is sort of a fun
So
cover.
who is that villain on the cover? Do you know? Or
I don't know who the Hooded Menace is. Doesn't look like he's wearing socks, though.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. His pants are too short.
And what's Johnny Thunder and the Atom? What are they doing to his leg?
It looks like he's humping the leg.
It looks like they look like they're humping his leg.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
This is one of the special all-star comics, right?
Yeah.
This is a comic that I never. I I'm absolutely struck with this as a World War II propaganda image. And this book is from a company that I don't. It's the only copy of this company. And if there were more of them like this, I would chase them. But this cover is absolutely the most surreal
I've been
cover.
trying to get that book. I actually lost recently on that book, like,
And Tokyo Joe is there. And the story behind this is that the artist who came up with that character right there, used to work for Walt Disney Studios. And what it was he was contracted to make a propaganda image to put into Lockheed and Vultee aircraft manufacturing companies. And what it was talking about, that if you break, this Japanese guy is saying, show up late for work. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Take the day off. It's okay. Or if you break a tool, just break your tools. There are plenty more tools, and all this kind of subversive stuff. And uh, it was so popular that a whole bunch of other entities wanted to use that image in their factories as well, which they did. And then to the point where it broke into basically the public's consciousness, and is on this Air Ace cover, and images very similar to this, where they actually ended up making some traction on this for the, because it's just his slavering face. He's got a 45. I don't know how he got the 45, but he's slinking around. He's going to try to get the guy, and he's got a noose. He's got the vine. He's going to just jerk it up and hang him. But the thing that's interesting about this is, of course, then the tones for the flyer's face, the shadowing, but then the color scheme, the color palette on this, from the top, the pink going into the red, into orange and yellow, and then his green face and stuff. It's absolutely one of the coolest World War II covers ever. I think it's just an amazing book.
yeah, I was, as I said, I was trying to get that book, but didn't have any luck.
Um, a couple of here's a detective, a pretty early detective actually, because it's got the big logo. Just a very nice condition detective that came into my grasp from the gal that I got my Wonder Woman collection from.
Okay. Let me see that. Wait, sorry, I didn't see that one. I was
You didn't
watching
see it?
watching my auction.
How are you doing?
I lost on one of them. I got a
Oh,
couple of them.
damn.
I was sort of annoyed. It's on my comic shop, and somebody outbid me at the last second. I'm like, why?
Well, put the most you can stand at the last second, dude.
No,
I mean, that's all you can do.
So no, but how they reset it, and then it goes like up another 3 minutes, and then
Oh, it has the Dutch, whatever it is, the
yeah,
Dutch
yeah.
thing.
So it was $55, and then I upped my bid to $66, and it still wasn't enough. And I'm like, okay, you got the book. I'm giving up on it.
I'm done. I'm so
Yeah.
done with that book.
Yeah, exactly. It was the first appearance of She-Ra. I was trying to get that.
First appearance of She-Ra?
Yeah.
I would have to think there are more of those.
Oh yeah, it's not a hard book to get. So that's why it's not worth the effort. I think I already had it anyways.
Here is another one. Same thing, where I got it from the same
Nice.
gal.
What issue of Detective is that?
That's number 97.
Oh wow, okay. Sub 100 is a big deal.
It's very interesting how they have these. The faces are in sort of a foreground color, all one color, pulling back with no background, just basically highlight Batman and Robin hosing down the criminals with a beautiful yellow trade dress. This would pop on the newsstands, I think.
Yeah, it's a very nice one. I've never seen that cover, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Man.
And I was talking to you about this one when I bought my Star Spangled Comics #1 and my Star Spangled Comics.
Oh, it's Big Hunk, by the way, the guy on the
Oh, the hooded guy, Big Hunk.
Big Hunk.
You know,
Yeah.
I remember Big Hunks, and that was this candy they had with nougat and nuts in it, and it was this big long bar. And if you tried to eat it too quick, you'd basically suck your teeth right out of your jaw.
It would rip your
Oh,
fillings
because
out.
it was
Brian, it's so true. It's like Sugar Daddies was the same way. You had to get them just soft enough.
Did you
Because
guys
if you
ever
tried
hear
to
of
do it too
sponge
quick,
candy?
it just suck your fillings. The amalgams would come right out.
Do you know the candy called sponge candy? It looked like a sponge.
Sponge candy. No.
It
You know,
was
that
like,
must be some sort of terrible Canadian confection.
oh my goodness, it would rip your teeth right out. It would, it would just like,
Well, the worst
Oh,
are
no.
jujubes. Those are the ones that the dentists actually own the factory
oh,
because they want to
nice.
they want to suck the amalgams and the inlays right out of your teeth.
Wow.
But this was the other book that I got at the same time. The guy had the first 3 appearances of the Star Spangled Kid and Stripesy, and in this book, the interesting thing is that their very first appearance is that they're at a theater watching a movie, and there are some fifth columnists there that are going against. Here's the back cover.
Okay.
The date on this book, and it's a thick book. I mean, it is like a big, but this has the wiggle. It's a really healthy book, very flat. It's just a really nice copy. This is from. Now I have to put my cheaters on because they make the indicia so small.
Oh, okay.
It's not me, it's the book.
Okay.
That was
Wonderful.
I forgot my cheaters when I went over to finagle the last deal, and we were trying to figure out the indicia titles of some of the books, and I was like, I can't read this.
Oh, it was like
This is
the coverless ones you're talking about.
No, it was what was it? Single series number 6, I think, was the one that we had the hard time finding out. It's Fritzy Ritz #1.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Okay.
But we couldn't figure out what it was because inside on the indicia it says United Features Comics. It didn't say single series, so we ended up having to Google Lens it to figure out what it was.
I have a Blue Ribbon comic that says the title is completely different for a Baker cover. It's Blue Ribbon something, and it doesn't even say Blue Ribbon anywhere on the book. I say, how do they reckon that one? That's just where they do it. But you look at the colors on this cover. This is from 1941, September of 41.
Oh, nice.
We haven't got into the war yet, but Superman is already fighting the Germans.
Yeah. I mean, they were getting ready. You could tell that, the comic guys were already going to war in their minds, right?
This has they have like midshipmans they call MIDI. They have the Superman show. Thank you.
Be careful with that one going in and out of the bag, buddy.
Oh, if I lose a hunk or two, what the hell?
Oh no, don't do that.
Yeah, don't lose a hunk or two. Don't do that.
No big hunks missing out of that.
So here is the preview to the Star Spangled Kid and Stripesy.
Oh, nice. So this is almost like early appearance.
Very
or
cool.
First appearance.
That's their first appearance, and then from there it goes to Star Spangled Comics #1, and then Star Spangled #2, and then Leading Comics #1, and then they go into World's Finest. So it says Schuster is Jerry Siegel is the writer, and so he goes ahead, and then Superman butts in. I'd like to butt in for a moment to remind you that Jerry Siegel, who writes My Adventures, also writes this terrific new feature.
Oh wow!
So it's just unabashed, unashamed. Congo Bill, they have all manner of stuff. Mitty the Mariner,
Wow.
3 Aces.
That's impressive. 675 issues of action. Congrats, Matt.
The Black Pirate. This has an advertisement for Superman number 12 and also More Fun Comics 71.
Wow.
So it's just before
Aquaman.
before Aquaman and Green Arrow start.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a pretty early one, but the colors inside the book are just absolutely the primary colors on this are just fantastic. I saw one of these for sale the other day. I couldn't believe I think I paid $600 for this thing. I
And
mean,
what
but
is it
this
going
is
for
like,
now?
but now, my goodness, it's just like it's beyond the. I'll sleeve this later, but that is just beyond the pale. I have two more here. I'll show you at least in this group. Another book that I was trying to find that I knew I had is this one here.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh,
And
Virginia.
and this one was, I got this only because, and I got the Superman 123, the first Supergirl, one of the first Supergirls, and I got Showcase, all three of the Showcase Adam Stranges, and I got Secret Origins #1, and I got a couple other 3 books. And the only reason I was able to get these and have first crack at them was because about 3 weeks prior, the owner of the LCS called me and said, I would like to offer you the complete set of Rex the Wonder Dog. And you're the only guy that I know that would have any interest or would be eclectic enough that would find this would be of any interest. Are you interested? And for some reason, I was flush and I said, well, let me come take a look at them. It was a complete set of Rex the Wonder Dog. How many people have a complete set? How many people want a complete set of Rex the Wonder Dog? But I have it. And so I bought it. And he said, because you bought the Rex set, you can come in, you get first crack at all of them. I bought every one that he had. I bought every one. This was one of the best ones, though.
I mean, that's an amazing book. I mean, even the Rex Wonder Dog, those books are really rare and has some pretty major keys in it. So,
well, like, the first Detective
Chimp, yeah.
But you know, the nice thing about all of those Detective Chimp stories is that Infantino loved to have his gorillas kind of long and lanky, you know, kind of, you know, really stretchy. And he loved drawing gorillas. And exactly. And it got to the point where whenever the writers and the artists could put gorillas in at DC, they did. Kong Gorilla, Giganto or whatever it was, the gigantic gorilla thing, Gorilla Grodd. They always would put all these gorillas in. And finally, the editors told them, they said, look, knock it off with the monkeys and the gorillas. Because they said, well, look, it's just great stuff. You know, it's great. And they said, look, we don't want any more gorillas. Ha ha, no more gorillas. So they got chewed on because they had too many gorillas. I have one modern book that was a FOMO to your show, Alan.
Okay, sure.
I had to go get me one because it has the second appearance of all these monsters. And this book is not an expensive book, and a 9.6 was $274.
I know, it's like
second group.
A 9.6 white page. Now, if there's any action on this, I mean, as far as for this, but I mean, for this, it has the second appearance of all of these monsters. It's the second appearance of them. The only one that isn't on the cover, and it's not his second appearance, is Fin Fang Foom. And his was in Astonishing Tales 23.
Yes.
Right.
Is where his second appearance was. But this one here, and the only reason I know that was because I looked it up. I didn't have that. I didn't have that on the top of my head, I assure you.
I was the one that told
God,
you.
Gentner knows that stuff on that. No, he doesn't. Stephen looked it up. So, but here you go. But I think this one is it's just a dynamite book with all of those different. I have the first Groot, and I have the monsters on. I have a few of the monsters on the loose reprints too. But I thought this was nice enough that I had to jump. And I also went out and I bought the first Goon too. I don't even know why I did that, but I bought it.
Goon is amazing story.
I'll show you. I got it right
Goon
here.
Is awesome. Goon is awesome.
Goon is awesome. He is
Oh, that's
awesome. The
right.
Goon.
You messaged me. You're like, "What's the big deal about this book?" I'm like,
I
"Dude,
know. I
low
says,
print,
what is this? It's the
super
cover.
low print run, super low print run."
So
Yeah.
this one was, I think it was 5.25. But as I was looking, I saw 9.2s that were more expensive.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah,
and a 9.0 was and then down right in the midst of them, because I put it by price, was this 9.4. And I said, well, what am I missing? I'll just get it then. So that's how I stepped up for this one. So now I
yeah.
have it. I think I may have trade bait. I don't know.
I think there's just over 1,000 copies of that printed. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
it's a rare
low
book.
print run.
So I have a bit of a story about that book as well. And the story actually is with Brian. So what happened was I wanted to get the first appearance of Goon because I actually like the character. I think he's a cool
I
character.
like the character. It's just that,
Okay, well, I like the character a lot. Okay, so so I picked up the book. I picked it up in a high grade. Like it's an ungraded copy, but it's a high grade ungraded copy. And I
Great.
paid like $300, and I was telling Brian about it, and he's like, "Oh, I picked this book up for like $5 or something like that. You picked it up for
Yeah, I
five
did. I
bucks."
have a picture of it with the $5 price tag on it. I
I
found
was
it.
like, "Oh my
They had a box
goodness!"
of stuff. They're like, "There's a bunch of indie stuff in here that nobody cares about," and they were standing over my shoulder as I'm flipping through the box. And I pulled that one up, and I go, put it back down, flipped a couple books forward. Then I went, "Yeah, I guess I'll take that."
well done.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's so frustrating. Oh
They
well.
can smell. They can
Well,
smell the
I got my
excitement.
karma on that though, because when I sent it to CGC, they can't count pages apparently without putting a thumb
So
crease in it.
just
They
That
put a
quickly,
is
just
so disappointing.
they
I
put
want
a
to tell
thumb
you.
crease in it and dropped it from a 9 whatever 9.4 9.2 to a 8.0 8.5 I think 8.0
I
8.5
want to
something
tell
like
you a
that.
story about your book and CGC. Now this is what has recently happened with CGC. There was an investigation that happened at CGC because I
Oh,
guess
with them
one of
just
the
switching books and
No, there
stealing
yeah
was a
books.
theft. There was a theft, wasn't there?
yeah.
Yeah.
So what they would do is they would like pick a book like that and say, okay, we have a kind of a crappy lower grade copy, and oh, this is a nice grade copy. We'll just switch it and take the high one themselves.
Was
You
yours
never
Right.
know.
switched? Was yours
I
switched? Do you
hope
think?
not. I have pictures of it. It was very nice, and when I got it back, it has a thumb bend in the front cover. I think they just weren't careful when they were flipping through. They probably thought it was just a run of the mill junk modern book, and they flipped through it, and then they put a thumb crease in it when they were counting the pages.
Yeah,
But
so that's something to be aware of, though.
yeah,
I'm not saying that that's
well,
what
that was my
happened,
one
but
and only ever submission to CGC. I don't. I mean, I probably will again at some point, but I was a little gun shy after that.
disappointed.
So,
Yeah, I can imagine.
so is this going to be the Steppo and Allen Golden Age claim sale? Is that what we're doing here with these
Gold,
boxes?
golden. Oh, for the ones that you guys bought.
The one that I just went. No, the one that I just went down and
Oh,
grabbed.
okay, yeah.
Two.
Let's go see. Let's make you big,
Oh,
and then we
claim
can.
sale. Oh, I see. I
Okay,
see. Oh, that's what we got
No,
going here.
I don't know the prices, but I'm. You guys can tell me what you're interested in.
I
So
actually
Steppo,
heard
what
that
were you
Steppo
wanting to
doesn't
see the
like.
stuff? Like I had the maybe pile that you had last time, or were
Yes.
you wanting to see all of the DC that I had that was Golden Age?
Yeah,
I would love
so
to see all the DC you have. It'd be fun to see anyway.
yeah,
All right,
Steven
so we'll
doesn't
start
like
off with
comics. I heard. So like I just said that, so it must be true.
World's Finest 15.
I actually have that one, so
Alan, do you
I'm
need
Okay,
this?
that's nice. Yeah.
Do you need it, Alan?
I don't have it, but it's
Would
cool.
you like it?
Like what kind of price are we talking about here?
I don't. We'd have to figure it out.
Okay,
But I'm just
so
asking if I can set aside stuff that you are interested in. Is there
put
something
it
you
into
are
an Allen
interested in?
pile. It goes into the Allen pile.
Alan
I have
pile.
to
All
think
right.
about it. Like I go for keys more than I go for some random books. You
I
know what I mean?
understand. So we had a World's Finest 78, which is an early code issue.
Oh yeah, you can tell it's massive.
Massive code on there. The loudspeakers are blaring out now. Now, attention everyone! Here comes our third guest of honor, Superman, otherwise known as Clark Kent.
Oh
And
wow.
Batman and Robin are like, we're the only ones who know his secret ID. How did that happen? So I don't know.
Oh, that's really cool.
I actually have my world's finest run is pretty darn complete. So I do have that one.
That's
Alan, is
really
this a
cool.
maybe?
That would be definitely a maybe. I like that one.
All right. Next, I have a Detective 110, which is the first telling of Alfred's backstory that he
I
is
like that a
from.
lot. Is that one you have too,
Steppo, was
Steppo?
that one you were interested in or no?
I will defer to Alan.
Oh wow, you're being nice
Alan?
to me now. Why are you being so nice to me?
All
Yeah,
right.
I would be interested.
This,
That would be higher on than the other two. I like those origin ones.
all right. This is going to be one. Well, this is one of the early Batmans that I have. Batman 34. Is
The
this one you were
Oh,
looking
motorcycle
for,
I'm dying to
cover.
Steppo?
see.
What's the grade on that, Brian?
We looked at it. It has a small chunk out of the spine here, and that was the reason you passed on it before, Steppo.
So
I think
that's
it was probably, we
probably a
figured it was
two.
probably like a 3, maybe.
Usually CGC is really brutal when anything damaged to the spine.
Well,
I would
okay.
say it's a
So
2.5 or
2
2.
5, 2 5 then, 2.52,
And
whatever.
I
Are you,
will I will I will pass on the motorcycle.
I always like that
Alan?
cover because I always thought it was funny how it's Robin that's getting thrown basically over to the other car and has to. Yeah, I'd be interested in that one.
Lyle, if they pass on it, you're more than willing. Well, I really enjoy talking with you, Lyle. If you're interested, we can work something out. But
Yeah,
Alan, are you interested in this one?
I would be interested in that one. So
Okay.
I've looked at that one before. I
Lyle, if it
actually
doesn't
bid
work
on that
out
one.
with Alan, I'll talk to you, okay? All right. This is a fairly high grade copy of Adventure Comics number 122. It has a small stain right there by Superman's head or Superboy's head. Otherwise, it is
Superboy, yeah.
super immaculate.
Oh, that's nice. I've seen
The
that one
spine
before.
is super clean. Uh, it is a World War II era. No, 1947. I'm sorry, just after World War II.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool.
Uh, Either one? No, pass.
I would be interested in that too. But how about Steppo?
I will defer to you, Alan.
Why are you deferring everything to me? I feel
I'm
bad.
not I'm trying to be a nice guy about this, Alan.
Wow, that's
This
so
this one
unlike you.
is World War
Where's
II
Steven?
era.
Bring back Steven. Okay.
This one is World War II era. This is the Sandman blowing away tanks with a bazooka. And what was his gun that he has on his hip,
Oh,
Steppo?
He has a wire poon.
A wire
wire
poon.
boom. Yeah, that's
That's
really
his
cool.
gun.
So
That's his gun.
this is
I
the
am
last
interested.
issue
I
I
featuring
think
art by
Steven is
Simon and
interested in
Kirby.
that.
I am
I would be,
interested in that one.
yeah,
Okay,
I
this is
think,
a little this was lower grade again. It has some spine damage,
I will
but
have to take a look when I see it in person, but I am interested.
yeah.
okay. So I'm gonna put this in
I'll
this
defer
step.
that one to Steven, but if
All
he's not
right. If he
interested
doesn't
later,
get it, then I'll bring it back to you, Alan. How's
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay. And the reason I'm willing to move for people watching, if these guys don't want something, hit me up on Instagram if you see something, because I'm more interested in hitting the grails and stuff that I want to get. I've collected these as an investment to move towards bigger books that I want. So,
Mhm.
um, so we got an Action Comics number 111. It has some light pencil writing that you can hardly see it at all underneath the cameras in
I'm
the
interested in
clouds.
that one.
1947. Okay, so
So put that in
there's
Steven's file there.
all right. We got an Adventure Comics 303, which is I think Silver Age, but it is
It
the
is
first
silver.
appearance of
Yeah, that's definitely
Matter
Silver.
Eater Lad, who
I
it
have
was.
I have that one.
He was mentioned in the Peacemaker TV show,
Yeah.
What is
and
this?
so
What is
now
it
he's
called?
part of the DC
First
canon.
Matter Eater Lad.
Yep.
Matter. Oh, Matter Eater Lad. Okay, sure,
Yeah, he's
sure.
a member of the Legion of Superheroes.
Okay, I'd be interested in that.
And
I like those kind of
yeah,
quirky sequences.
so this one was on the Hot 10 for several weeks after he was mentioned on the Peacemaker show. Peacemaker says, "Hey, have you ever met Matter Eater Lad?" And the guy's like, "No." He's like, "Dude gets hungry, and when he gets hungry, he eats. He ate an entire
Oh yeah, I
Wendy's,
remember that. I
the
remember that
entire
line.
Wendy's."
Yeah, that's really cool.
All right, so I'm going to flip back to this is the stuff that Steppo that you said you were These were the maybes last time.
Okay.
So you can tell me, and then so we've got a Walt Disney Comics Volume 12, number 11 from 1952.
Oh.
Is this still a maybe, Steppo?
I'm interested in that because I think that the face of Donald Duck that's a Barks cover, isn't it?
It is the
Looks like
Barks cover,
Barks.
yes. It's
Yeah,
from
it looks like
1952.
Barks.
Also, it's also, we have, yeah. So
And
it's
it
a nice
looks like
book.
it's in nice condition.
It is in nice grade. Yep.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be if Steven defers on that later, I'll be interested in that one too. I like shark covers and I like Carl Barks.
So this is
So
Steven's pile. Okay,
that
I
you can
almost
put
mixed
that
it
in
up.
Steven's pile though. You can put that in
Yeah,
Steven's.
yes. Anything that Steven passes on, Ellen, I'll bring back to you later.
Yeah. That's my point.
Okay, this is a high grade copy of Police Comics number 117. We looked at this, Steppo. Ken Shannon getting the bullet ricocheting right under his chin there.
I'm interested.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
So you were saying something happened, Stephen. What happened that I need? Is it something we can talk about on the air, or you want to talk about it later?
No.
I will
later.
talk off air about it.
Off air.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Because
so we got
the blood bank doesn't want me to. I'm giving them all my blood. Okay, go ahead.
we got a good thing you guys mentioned, because I was going to take a bunch of this stuff over to the guy, because he said he wanted to buy all my comics.
No, you just kicked me into high gear when you told me that, because he's a nut and he's got a wad of money.
He's got a giant wad of money, like cash money in his hand, like wants to, because he just lost all of his, 95% of his golden age, so he wants to get it back.
I love that cover. I'm interested.
Okay,
I'm
1951
a car
Bugs
guy.
Bunny.
I love it.
Yep.
All right.
Alan, if he doesn't want that, I'll bring anything he doesn't want, I'll bring by you.
Yeah. You can swing with me.
This was also in the maybe Patsy Walker, Miss America.
I'll take it.
Real high grade copy of that.
What issue is that? Is that 20 something or?
This is number 52 from 1953, but
Nice.
It's a real high grade Atlas Comics.
Again, I'll take second fiddle on that one. If
Okay.
Steven declines, I'll.
And this next one you have, Patsy Walker, is the curvy one, right?
You got the. Oh no, here it is. Here's the curvy one. Number 41.
That's really nice.
From
I've been interested in that one too.
Yep. The cover's great. There's only one way to be popular with the boys. You must know a lot about sports and mechanics. And she's reading a book. And she says, golly,
I can tell you that
I never could understand those things.
I don't think she's going to have to understand much in that dress.
Right. Okay, then next I've got Master Comics number 124 with Captain Marvel Jr. Decent shape copy.
That's an interesting. That looks like a macro boy.
Is that a macro boy?
I don't know. It's from 1951.
I always mess up the name.
It's number 124 if you guys have the computer handy. But
just the way that Captain Marvel Jr. looks, it looks kind of like.
Yeah, it does look like that.
Yeah.
I will defer to Alan on the Master.
I'd be actually interested in the Master. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be interested.
A fairly nice. This one I think we said a maybe because it had a small spine split, Stephen. This is a Hetty of Hollywood number 49 from 1952.
I'll take it.
Okay. I would be interested in that one too.
All right. Anything he passes on again, I'll bring by you.
Yeah.
I hope you guys aren't. I hope the people watching are entertained. Are you guys entertained? I hope so.
I love looking at the books. I think they're really cool. I mean, it's what's not to like with a bunch of beautiful books.
I was actually wanting to do this with Alan on a video chat anyway, so this is
good.
We
got
this saves that.
So this is
Mighty Mouse I'm interested in Mighty Mouse. I'm interested in that one.
Okay, this is number one. Number one.
I'd be definitely interested in that too. I'm
yeah.
big Mighty Mouse.
It was a lower grade copy, Stephen. That was why it was on the maybe file.
I understand, but my eyes have been opened, and so is my wallet.
All right. This one you liked, but it had a small. I think it looked like the entire comic had been bent. Other than that, it was high grade, but the entire comic had been bent at one. But you got the gams on the leg, the gal and the guys going gaga, dropping a grenade on the ground. It's Operation Woo Woo.
That's cool.
Joe Yank. Yeah, the other guy's going, oh my god, trying to grab the grenade while the other guy's checking out the gal's legs.
I'm interested.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that too. Okay, so these are all the problem is when you show books that we're gonna both like those. I can tell. We both have the same taste on those kind of books.
Right. This one, you said, Stephen, I think you said you thought a 3 or a 3.5. You said it was a good candidate to send to
Did you see?
our buddy Jerry, the
Preston.
Jitterbug.
Yes, I'm interested in that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would be too. Yeah, we both are
Okay.
interested in that one, obviously.
That's a big book. This one was a Baker cover, I believe. Was that right?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
I will
And it
defer.
was a high grade copy of number 22 from 1952.
I'd maybe be interested in that. Yeah.
I will defer.
I mean, it's real nice condition.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
I mean, you can.
If-
It's fine. It's super clean. It's a nice copy.
So where did you pick that one up?
This is all stuff that I would go over to that guy's place, and he would have piles of stuff that he was going to maybe put on the spinner rack, and I would be like, well, let me look before you put it on, because I don't want it to get damaged, because he had high grade stuff, and once it got on there, people would start flipping through it and bending them, right?
Yeah,
and so I would rescue these things, and he would have 20, 30, 40, $50 on sometimes, but they were high grade golden age books, and I was like, why would I pass on them if they're.
Of course.
So this one you almost got, Steph. This one is Zorro, Walt Disney Presents, the very first Alex Toth work on Zorro.
I want it.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that too.
All right.
Okay.
And this one you also almost got, Stephen. This was the second appearance of Martian Manhunter in a high grade.
Yes, and I will pass on that one.
Okay, because you already had a copy of that, right?
Yeah. I have a copy of that. Yeah.
I would be interested in that.
Okay.
It's a beautiful copy, Alan.
Okay.
Yeah, it is very, very nice.
I've never seen a nicer one.
I don't know if I have enough money for all these things, but we'll
yes,
figure
you
out
do.
something. No, I don't have any money. I'm broke. It's a
so
dollar.
Okay, I'll just. So these were. I brought these over just to show Seppo. I wasn't sure if he would be. You might be interested, Alan.
Okay.
Quarantine Comics Ice Cream Man, the one per store foil cover, limited to one per store.
Pass.
I'd be interested in that.
Okay.
I actually don't mind Ice Cream Man.
It's a cool book. It's like a Twilight Zone book. It's very cool.
Yeah. No, I have like a pretty good collection of Ice Cream Man.
The Walking Dead Deluxe limited edition gold foil one per store.
Pass.
Yeah, I'm not as interested in those ones. I have the original series. I have the full, almost the whole series. But
so this is a maybe for you, Alan, like a lower priority maybe.
Maybe we'll put it there. Throw it on my.
Okay, yeah, I'll put it in maybe. I'm just not going to put it in a like totally pass pile, because then you might come back to and go, oh hey, there was that thing. Where did it go? Oh, I sold it because you didn't want it. All right.
No,
yes, I did. Yes, I did.
I said I kind of was interested.
I have to think about
All
it.
right.
Those things I kind of.
This one surprised me that Steppo didn't want it. Yeah, this was originally. Well, you were being not picky, but you were being what's the word I'm looking for? You were
finicky.
Concerning.
You were trying to pick just the right books. You were and it was really fun. It was super fun. But this is Candy number 36 from 1953. I'm teaching you how to dance. You just have to watch us.
Yeah, I like
the guy's all
that,
mad
actually.
sitting on the couch.
I am interested. Thank you.
You are interested. Okay.
Now that I say I'm interested,
did you say you were interested, Alan?
Yeah,
in that case, I'm really interested in that one.
It's pretty high grade. Other than it, I mean it's really clean. Other than it's got some like I don't know. It's not ticks, but it's got like it's weird.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book. Other than like, all right, a nice high grade copy of everybody's favorite comic, Moon Mullins #2.
I will pass on Mr. Moon Mullins.
I will also pass on Moon Mullins. I'm sorry.
But it says it's the comic character read by over 50 million people weekly.
They're all dead.
And Lyle's asking, do you have any Canadian whites? I doubt it, but
I don't think so. But
Moon
okay, so
Mullins. That's
we've
a
got
weird.
our first pass by both of you guys. All right, Moon
Yeah.
Mullins.
Sorry, Moon Mullins. If it was a
Well, that's okay. Anybody else that wants anything, if you see something they pass on, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram.
yeah, see,
We've
look,
got
the chat knows the truth here, Stephen.
okay. So Lyle
They
says
know. They
Lyle
know.
is interested in Moon Mullins. So Lyle, I'm going to start making a pile for you because I know you personally, and I will start making a pile for you. So we got Western Hearts #1 super high grade copy.
I will pass on that.
Yeah, I don't really go for the photo covers too much.
So #1.
Throw it in my pile. I kind of like the girl. She's cute, so I'll go with it.
It's cute. It's a cute blonde.
Yeah, I go for cute blondes.
All right.
Thank you for joining in. Subscribe if you haven't already.
Yes.
Everybody like the channel as well.
Yeah. So if
Awesome.
anybody just joining right now, we're kind of doing an impromptu between Alan and
Sale.
Steppo claim
Sale.
sale. And if anything they pass on, if you guys are interested in, hit me up on Instagram under Big B McFly. I'm more than happy to talk.
Yeah.
Right. This is a beautiful, looks like it has never been read copy of Captain Marvel #145. It is
cool.
pristine. He's flying an invisible jet. I want.
I would be interested in that. I collected Captain Marvel.
I will defer to you, Alan, for you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I keep track of whose pile is whose. All right, that's
oh, Biggie.
All right, we've got it's mid-ish grade copy of Wiz Comics 151.
Okay. I collect Captain Marvel, so any of these I'd be interested
Alan
in.
or Seppo, you passing? Alan,
I defer to Alan.
Okay.
All right.
So any of those I'd be interested in, just because I collect Captain Marvel. Yeah.
I'm
trying to get the complete run, but it's not going to happen.
Well, here we go. Then, if you're interested in that, you're probably definitely going to be interested in this. This is Captain Marvel #33.
Yep.
From 1944.
I actually know that book. Yep.
Alan.
It has a small. You can see there's a coffee ring or something in the middle of it.
Yeah, it looks like somebody set their coffee or something on it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're passing on that one, Seppo?
I will pass to Alan.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we got a large chunk of Boy Commandos. So Boy Commandos #8. All in fairly decent shape.
What are the prices on Boy Commandos, Brian?
They're reasonable. They're reasonable. Is that something you were interested in, Steppo? I know we talked earlier, and you were like, I don't have them, but I'm not necessarily interested in right now starting. But if you are, I've got a good chunk of the run for you.
I understand that. I have to say that I have to. I'm going to pass on the Boy Commandos. If that's something that Alan would like to get the whole chunk, because you have a beautiful run of them.
Yeah, there's
I'm
a nice
super
chunk.
interested in the Boy Commandos. There's only a few covers from the run that I like. There's one that's an Infinity cover that I'm interested in trying to get. But
this is an important one. Japan surrendering.
I'll take that one.
Of course. Of course.
So the one before it is where they're headed to Tokyo with the IO.
You see, but they're a motley crew there. The other one's a patriotic cover, big time. That's fantastic.
Right.
I love it.
Both are good.
Okay, so anybody else that's interested in what's that, Alan?
Yeah, I'm not interested in those actually.
Okay, anybody else that's interested in Boy Commandos, let me know. This was #8.
I'm not that patriotic.
Well, you're Canadian.
This is a great space cover, #20.
Oh, that's cool.
I think I got Flash Gordon spaceship in the background.
I will
that
pass
I might be interested in just because of people in tubes.
Yeah, okay. This one is Lyle, do you just want me to like hit you? You want to hit me up on anything that's left over? I don't know if Lyle's interested in Boy Commandos or not. Boy Commandos #21. They're on the movie set, but the bad guys have a machine gun in the camera.
Oh, that's such a trope. That's such a trope. There's so many comics like that. Yeah, I'm not interested in that
Not
either.
interested in that. So Lyle says he is interested in the boy commandos if you guys are going to pass. So I will set them aside.
Just like flip through them really quickly.
Flip through all the boy commandos really quickly.
Yeah, there's one that's an infinity cover that I'm trying to find.
All right, we got Crazy Quilt Man.
No,
No,
thank you.
no, that's
All right.
not the first appearance of him. So
No, it's the second appearance, I think.
yeah, something like that.
We've got this one is a really cool Kirby cover. I think it's the Sunken World where they're riding these sea monsters.
I'm interested in that one.
Yeah,
Okay,
this one
so
is listed as a key. So we'll put that aside for you. This one got giant
so
slot
number
machines.
11 is the infinity cover. I actually bid on it once, but I lost.
I will
Giant
pass
slot
on that
machine.
one. I will
No,
All right.
not interested in that. My wife might
All
like
right.
that. She likes playing slot machines.
Number 26, Kentucky Derby.
I
Kentucky
will
Derby.
pass.
Pass again.
This one is a really cool. One of you guys is going to want this one, I think. Number 27, the giant hand trying to grab the world.
No, I'll let
No?
Steven have that. I'm not super interested.
I will pass on that one. It's
Well,
nice, but I will
All right.
pass.
It is a
Is
cool
it
cover.
Hitler or anything, or who are those people?
It's 1948. I don't know who it is. It says, your favorite manhunters must defy the most bizarre villain of the 20th centuries in the crimes of the diamond hand.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then we got like a crime cover, Keeper of the Big Cage.
I will
No,
pass.
I'll pass on
All
that
right.
too. I'm not a big fan of like boy commandos. There are a few
No, that's
keys
okay.
within it, but
That's all right. Okay, so Steffo had two of them. You had one of them, Alan. All right.
yeah, Derek
Got a
agrees. Japan's surrendering one is actually super cool. Yeah, I agree.
real nice copy of Buster Brown Comics number 37.
Pass.
Pass. Sorry, those
No,
Buster Browns don't go for much. Sorry, man.
no, that's
I have
okay.
one.
It's like uncirculated though, other than it's got a small crease
I
like up
know.
here, but like it is.
I know.
It
I've
was just
seen them
like
in
I think
high
I got
grade
it
all
for
the time.
$5. I was like, it's crazy.
Yeah. The funny thing is I see them all the time and they go for really cheap. Like I don't know
Oh, I
why.
know. I'm not. I
There's a
wouldn't be
few
charging
cool
you a ton
covers
for it,
within the Buster. Yeah.
obviously. All right. So we got the promotional issue of Captain Gallant of the Foreign Legion. This one has no price on it, so it
I
was
have
a
that. I actually
giveaway.
have that book.
And this is like a minty mint copy of this. Actually.
Yeah, mine is also. There was a find of those years ago, and but yeah.
It's starring Buster Crabbe.
Yep.
If anybody remembers who Buster Crabbe is.
Yeah, he was
Yes.
Flash Gordon, and I think his little buddy's name is Cubby or something.
Yep. Alan?
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
no?
Not super interested in that. I'm not a big war comic collector.
Well,
So
it's not expensive.
okay, I'll consider it.
Okay. All right, we got Walt Disney's comic. These are mostly Barks. I don't know the issue. Oh, it's on the back. Okay, good. Volume 13, number 5.
I defer to Alan.
Skiing cover. Maybe that's a Barks cover.
I don't know if it's Barks or not. Most of these are Barks or have Barks in them.
Yeah, I'd be maybe
So put it in
interested
the
in
baby pile. Maybe Alan pile.
Yeah, maybe Alan Pie. I just picked
This
up a big
is
Disney collection, so I have to
Donald
see
Duck
what's in
number
there first.
44 from 1955. He's putting hot water in an inner tube to keep them warm during the blizzard.
I will pass.
That's cute. I actually, put that in. Like, I'll consider all these ones.
Okay. This is an interesting one. I found this walking around yard sales. This is Alaska Bush Pilot Golden Age book. It's a 10 center. It's actually printed on just on the newsprint, but it is I think it's Joe Kubert artwork on it.
I will pass.
I would pass too, but I know somebody that might be interested in that. Like, I think Joe would like that, wouldn't he?
Joe. Oh yeah,
Black
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 Box,
Box.
Box,
Silver and
Silver and
Bronze.
Bronze. I think he would like that kind of stuff.
What kind of
Yeah.
money are you looking on that one?
Actually, even Lyle
I
agreed.
think it
Lyle
was
agreed
like
that
less.
Joe would
It
like
was
it
like
too.
$80 or less, I think, on this one. It was like 60, $70. The
Put
thing
it
is,
in my
like, because
pile and
it's
I'll buy it for him.
okay. The thing, because it's like newsprint, it's got, so when they shipped it, it was bundled like a bundle of newspapers, right? But it
Yeah,
didn't. It just put a dent in it. But it's newsprint, so you could just press that right up.
Well, the
yeah.
fact is that the ones at the top were trashed, and that probably is further down in the run, is why it's as nice as it is. And that's not in
Gotcha.
that was a book that was supposedly there was a find of those. A buddy of mine found those, and there was no mention of them anywhere in the guide of any sort. It's a very ghostly book. It's stunning that you
Yeah.
even
No,
have
I
that.
couldn't find. It took me forever to find out what it was, and then I was like, oh. But
Yeah,
I
I,
mean,
so
but
I
that's where scarcity is not necessarily value. It's just a really,
right.
really
It's
bizarre book.
but it
Yeah.
is interesting. It's interesting, and it's like something that you're like, I never saw that before, right? Um,
so that is a book that I think you can use, Stephen, to bargain with Joe. Maybe get his extra Wolfgal.
Oh, I'm
there
sure
you
he'll
go.
just straight across.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That one. That's a funny story. It was 105 degrees out, and I was walking around. It was a giant neighborhood sale, and somebody was beating me to every place picking up comics. And
Oh, really?
finally, they must have just faded from the heat. And like the last couple blocks had comics, and this one was laying on a table out in the middle. It was the only comic they had.
Oh,
How bizarre.
Yeah. So we got Terry Tunes from 1944, number 28. So this is the guy who did Mighty Mouse.
I will pass.
And it's also a timely, right?
It looks to be.
Yeah, it's timely. Alan? Alan, you there? We lose Alan?
Did Ellen go away?
No more claims for Alan. Alan's like, no. Lyle says, I bought his Wolf Gal. I'm joking. And Lyle says he's not interested in the Disney. Okay, that's cool. Well, all the Disney went either one way or the other on that one. So I don't think I put any Disney in your pile, Lyle. Alan, he may have gotten a phone call. Who knows? So
Yeah.
I'll come back to
Set that
this.
to a side. Set that one to the side when he comes
We'll just
back.
keep going with you, sir. So this is a Platinum Age book that we looked at. This is a Tip Top Comics with the Cats and Jammer Kids from 19. We debated this 1938. You said you didn't think that 38 was platinum.
Well, I say that's pre-Golden Age, but I mean, people can argue that it is Platinum Age.
Right.
I will. I know that Alan likes Tip Top, so I will defer to him on Tip Top.
All right. I'll put these two aside. We will keep going. Alan, if you're out there, get back in. This was a really nice high grade copy of Magic Comics. It's got a Blondie cover. It
I
doesn't
will
always
pass.
have what it has on the, it has other characters inside, but Blondie's on
Yeah,
the cover.
I will pass on Magic.
All right. This one, I just love the colors because it just looks, the color scheme they used is just amazing. So this is Blondie number 45 from 1945. And I just love the way that looks.
can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
Oh, there's
you're
Alan.
back.
Okay,
All
so my
right.
wife called in. She forgot her credit card. She was buying some food, and I forgot her credit card. One
All
sec
right.
here.
So Steppo, was this a pass for you?
I'll pass.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
I'll make you big
All right.
again.
All right.
So
So
I
there's a
was trying
bunch
to
that we thought
comment
you were
on the.
interested in that we didn't. So this is 1945 Blondie. I love the color scheme on this one.
Okay,
Some other
that's good
guy
to know.
trying to bring treats to her for Valentine's Day from 1945. Are you interested in that, Al?
I would be. Realize those blondies don't go for much. I have one
I,
in my
I
shopping
understand
cart right
that.
now. Yeah.
I think it says that I paid 45 for it. So
Okay, then I'm not interested. Because
I paid it
seriously.
in trade. We can work something out.
Okay,
There's another Magic Comics, really high grade
I'd be
Blondie.
interested in that. Yeah, I'd be interested in
Okay.
that. Magic comics are cool.
Yep. Platinum Age comic, Tip Top Comics from 1938.
Yes, I'd be interested in that.
Okay.
I knew you would be.
I collect
Yeah.
Tip Tops, so.
Yeah, he said Alan will want that. Terry Tunes by Timely, the guy who made Mighty Mouse.
Oh, yes. What
Okay.
issue is that?
This is number 28.
Okay, so that's around when Mighty Mouse first came out.
Yeah.
I think 27 is. I'd actually be super interested in that one.
Okay, you got it, buddy. This we've talked about, we talked about this on somebody's stream. This is what was it? Officer O'Shea whipping out the beat stick on the bad guys. his was it his police kung fu? So Perfect
wow.
Crime from 1950.
I will pass.
I might be interested in that. That's kind of fun.
Okay.
That's kind of fun.
Yep. This is a pre-code Our Army at War. The sub is going down. We've still got torpedoes, men. Fire, fire.
What's the grade on that?
This one was a high grade one. This is number 9 from 1953. But yeah, again, you were being
I'm super interested in that actually.
selective.
Because I think that is the very first war comic, RMA War. I'm pretty sure.
So this is a pass for you, Steppo, or are you? I don't know if we got.
Well, I do.
Who has priority here?
Well, I tell you what, I have been the lead dog on this. I will defer to Alan on that.
Alan's
I'm
pile
pretty
is much
sure.
larger than yours.
That's okay. He always has
I'm
more
actually
stuff than
interested
me.
in that one. I'm actually. I like kind of these.
You're very interested in that one. Okay. This one, I think I told you guys the story. I went there, looked at it, and I passed, and then I went home and looked at the guide, and this is the first Popeye comic they showed in the guide. So I was like, oh, I better go back and get it.
Alan,
yeah,
do you have that?
You have that, Steve?
I asked Alan, do you have that?
No, I don't. I'd be interested.
Then I defer to you because you're the Popeye collector.
Yeah, I've been trying to get all these early Popeyes. It's driving me crazy.
All right.
So what issue is that? Popeye what?
I think this isn't. It says it's number 26 of something else. Like so this is the first book they listed under Popeye. Though.
You know what it is? It's probably 4-color 26.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 4-color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But this was the very first book that they listed under Popeye in the guide when I was looking. And I was like, I better turn around and go get that. Yeah. So I will set that aside for you,
I'm
Alan.
sorry, Brian. Just for the sake of argument, what do the indices say on that one? Just for fun.
Yeah, we can take a look. Let me pop it open. Biggie Shack says, looks like a key. My banger alarm went off. It actually says Popeye number 26, published by Dell. But I don't think it's actually a Pop. Well, maybe it is. Maybe they switched the title over to Popeye at issue 26 to be the first issue of Popeye. They did that a lot back in the day, right? They would switch one title to another.
That's correct.
So, yeah, so it's 1938 or 19. What was it? Hang on, 41.
Hi again. I'm my my wife.
That's all good. It's all good.
She keeps on calling. It's like so annoying. Okay,
no, it's all good. So this was a nice, bright, high-grade copy of Popeye number 9.
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay.
By the way, I'm gonna have to wrap up soon. So, how many books do you have left to show?
I have another short box after this one. We can do part of it and do another part later.
Okay. How about we do on my can we do it on Friday?
Yeah, we can.
Friday.
So can we finish out this short box? You think it's got like maybe 30 books left?
30 books? No, I don't have time. I have to.
How much time do you got?
I have like literally 5 seconds.
Can you leave us alone on this then, Alan?
No, don't let Stephen get any books. Okay, don't let him get any books.
No, I cannot leave you alone.
Get any books. Do not let him get any books. No books for. No
How long
books.
do you have to be gone for?
No, I have to. Okay, well. Okay, I have to
We
go
could stop and we
downstairs.
could talk to people for a while you do something, and we could come
Okay,
back.
okay. Just don't show him any books. Okay. No
All
books.
right.
Okay.
All right.
Just don't
All
show him any
right.
books because I
All right.
want to see it, and have that potential, right?
You got it. No problem. No
Okay.
problem.
I just have to go downstairs and place an order for a pizza. That's all.
You
Well,
place an order for pizza.
we
We
can
will
make do
entertain
with
the
that.
people.
Dust them all off, Brian. See you later, Alan.
I'll be back. I'll
place
come right back.
Okay.
place
Okay.
your
We'll
order.
wait.
We'll entertain people. Why don't you make
We'll entertain
Steppo big?
ourselves.
He's got amazing stuff to show.
I have stuff to show.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
make you big then.
Goodbye, Alan. Goodbye.
Goodbye. We're selling all the stuff to
Goodbye.
Steppo.
See you later.
So keen to get rid of me. Get rid of me. Well,
I'm just jerking you around, man.
Wow, I'm gonna cry. Okay.
No,
So,
we're waiting for you, buddy. We're waiting for you. We're waiting.
Okay, Steven, do you want me to make you big?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll be back in a second here, guys.
Okay.
All right. Biggie says, now it's time for the good stuff. Show it all.
Yeah, bring out all the good stuff. Here we go.
Woo!
I've been showing Golden Age and what have you. I thought I'd show a little Silver Age love, just for the sake of argument. I don't want to be argumentative, but I will be. Here's A Date with Judy. This is her cute cover.
So I'm about like 3 seconds behind on seeing the video. Okay. Oh, yeah. There's some curves on that one. There we go.
And this was a FOMO from one of Alan's shows when they were talking about various books. And I always loved Astro Boy. And the story that I told was when John F. Kennedy was assassinated in November of '63, all of the channels all they had was the funeral, and they replayed everything that they had. They didn't have the Zapruder film, but they were playing all this stuff. And then they were of course Oswald got shot, and then all that stuff, and it was just a mess. The country was mourning, and it was a really dark time. And I'll never forget that it was on a Saturday, and I can't remember when it was. It was on ABC, which is channel 2 for us here, and it was supposed to be Cartoon Saturday, but of course, up until that point, it was still all about him dying and talking about PT 109 and all that. And then all of a sudden, here was an episode, the very first episode I ever saw of Astro Boy. And
oh, cool.
I had never seen Astro Boy. I was brought up on Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies, the theatrical ones, Mighty Mouse, and various and assorted. But I'm here to tell you that I was blown away by the original Astro Boy cartoons. And it was the first program that I got to see after Kennedy died that wasn't related to Kennedy being dead. And it was Astro Boy. I'll never forget it. And so I actually went out. It was kind of hard to do, but they actually they collected all of the original run of Astro Boy in black and white, and they put them all together, and they remastered them and did a beautiful job on them, the best they possibly could do. All over the world they went, and I got they have them on DVD, so you can watch them, and they're very spacey to watch. They're very it's really, really good stuff.
The art style is very that time period for sure, and it's very enjoyable.
And so this is the first appearance of Astro Boy in a comic book. And
That's awesome.
The back cover is a pinup. I was looking at there were about 2 or 3 issues that were higher grade, and they had a big burn mark all the way around the cover, both of them. The higher.
Oh, they had like a dust shadow.
Mm-hmm. But it was almost like they were. I don't know what it was. Something to do with the printing. This one doesn't have it. And it was a prettier, brighter looking. The colors were brighter and everything, and it was a 4 or 5.
And the others were higher grade, but this one doesn't have it.
No,
that's weird. Huh.
Yeah, and so it's sort of like it goes with the thing is you buy the book, not the grade. And
Right.
on that one,
Absolutely.
it was
Absolutely.
very
Yeah.
much the one. Here is the very first issue of the Atom.
Oh, nice. Is this Showcase?
Issue
Oh
one.
no,
No,
it's
no, it's
Adam. Adam number
the
one.
Atom
Okay.
number one. And I remember I bought this from Bob Storms back in High Grade Comics. It was a raw copy. He says it's a 9.2. He said I'm going to send it in to have it, and I think it was I think $900. And he said and if I no it's $800, and if I send it in then and it comes back in the slab, it'll be $900. I said, well, go ahead, send it in, and he came back a 9.2 just like he said. He says, cough up 900. I said, you got it. So that's how I got this one.
That's fair enough. I mean, he took the risk, right?
He took the risk, but he was dead on the money as far as the grade. It's off-white pages too. This is
Right.
from
Right.
June, July 1962.
Nice.
One of my favorite Silver Age books of all the Silver Age books is this one.
It takes me like 3 seconds to catch up to your video, so hang on. Oh,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah. Adam and the Hawkman.
Well, it's the Atom, but it's the
Yeah.
Atom number 7, and it's Hawkman before he got his own title. Hawkman had more tryouts than anybody else. He was in Brave and Bold. He was in Mystery in Space. Came back to Brave and Bold, and then he was in the Atom, and then he finally got his title, Hawkman number 1. It took forever
Mhm.
for him to get his title, but the thing I like about this is it's that Gil Kane drew. It was the artist for the Atom. And Gil Kane has the ability, I think, to show motion and action. But
Yeah.
his inking is terrible. They look stark and they don't look good. But this has Murphy Anderson doing the inking. And
So he
so
needed somebody else to ink his. He did great pencils, but he needed somebody else to ink him.
he did. It makes a world of difference. And so with Murphy Anderson doing the inks on Gil Kane art, which is all the Atom, I have a complete run of the Atom, very nice run of the Atom. It's always been. I think I have like 4 or 5 copies of this book, and they're all raw. And then this one showed up, and even though it weren't cheap, but a 9.6 white pager of this particular book. It's my it really is one of my very favorite books. I love the kind of orangey gold logo that has the purple and red as
That's
the
beautiful.
accents.
Yeah, the fade into it. Yeah, yeah.
And the story is
I have
so
a.
fun.
Oh, go ahead. I
You
was gonna
say
say
it.
I have a sad story about Hawkman. The first time I went to the Golden Age Honey Hole, I didn't know what the cover was for the first appearance of Zatanna, and
Oh, that's number 4.
he had that on the spinner rack, and
Ooh.
I missed it. I got all the other issues later on for like $5 and $6 a piece in high grade, but I missed a copy of the first Zatanna. I also
Oh,
missed a copy of the first appearance of Beast Boy because I didn't know what the cover was with it. So
Beast Boy on Doom Patrol, you mean?
yeah, I missed it. It was on the spinner rack, and I was like, I looked at it, I go, I wonder, and there's no internet reception there hardly at all, so I couldn't check. And so when I finally got home and checked, oh, and I came back and somebody else had already been there and picked up the Zatanna and the Beast
Oh
Boy.
man. Here's I guess I have to show an Avengers.
Let's see, what do you got here?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, we got number. So this takes me a minute. 54, New Masters of Evil. That's a cool one. Very cool. Very cool. Somebody tell Alan I want extra pepperoni on the pizza. Oh, first Ultron, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice one.
That's the first batch. I'll get the second.
There he is. He's back. He's back. So did you get
Okay,
me some extra pepperoni on that thing? You get my address for sending it to me, right?
it's funny. My son always wants extra pepperoni on it too.
So Stefo's been showing a bunch of Silver Age books. I told a sad story about Hawkman. The
Okay,
Golden Age
nobody
Honey
likes
Hole.
Silver Age anyways.
The Golden Age Honey Hole. I didn't know the first appearance
yeah?
of the Zatanna, the cover for it, and he had it on the spinner rack the first time I went there. And by the time
Which
I
one?
realized it was the first Zatanna, I went back and he had sold it already.
Oh, you had Hawkman number 4, right?
He had it on his spinner rack at the Honey Hole.
Wow, that's a pretty major book. What do you want for it?
Yeah. The most of the stuff on the spinner rack is $20 or less.
Oh my goodness.
So he had that, and he had the first Beast Boy, and I didn't realize either one of them were the first appearances, and I missed them both that day.
Wow.
Well, I guess
yeah,
we
I
can
was
go
actually.
back. Now we've already got about 8 or 9 of the other ones that Alan didn't see that I've got in my stack. I don't want you to cloud his mind. It's nothing you're interested in, I assure you. Okay, now if you let's go back on with the books now, Brian.
Okay,
All right,
Brian,
all right,
roll me too big again.
all right. So we got Popeye number 16.
I will defer to Alan.
So yeah, a lot of those I like. So just you can throw pretty much most of the Popeyes.
It's nice high grade copy.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
We got a giant Comics Code Authority logo, Pep number 112.
Okay, depends on which one it is. Okay.
So early code. See how big it is up there in the corner.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyone?
I'd have to, what's the joke on it?
Let's see. He says, Jughead says, "Excuse me." He's reaching across the table. Then again, he reaches across, elbows Archie in the face. And then Betty says, "Jughead, stop reaching for everything that way. Haven't you got a tongue?" And he says, "Sure, but my arm is longer."
Oh, cool. Actually, I'd be interested in that one. That's not bad.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
All right.
That might have the Shield in it, because I think that I have the last Pep that has the Shield story in it. That might have. I think that has the Shield story in it.
And was that Silver Age too? The last Shield?
Well, no, that's really early. It's a big 56.
This is like probably one of the first code issues. It's got the giant logo on it. So
yeah,
and it's got that odd Pep logo on it too, Alan.
Yeah. I'd be interested in that one. It's kind of cool.
All right, we got some super high grade copies of Super Comics featuring Dick Tracy and Annie and Lil Abner and all kinds of characters.
What issue number is that?
It's from 1947, and it is issue number. Why does Dell never put the issue number on the cover?
They never do.
I know it drives me crazy that they don't.
I don't have the issue number, but it's from 1947. I can open it up.
It's early, but it's not. Yeah,
I mean, it's not expensive.
There's nothing super awesome about that book. Sorry.
Are you? It's a maybe.
Maybe.
It's high grade Golden Age, if nothing else. So I've got like 3 of those. I got this is another one.
Yes, 3 of
1946. So maybe, Alan.
Are you guys there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I think my internet kind of failed me there. Okay.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, my internet just kind of went out there for a second. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so 1946 copy.
Okay. Yeah, again,
yes.
I'm not super interested in the Dick Tracy.
But possibly. Ones. Got it.
Yeah.
Another 1946. He's diving into the water. I'll just put him in the maybe pile for you, Alan.
Yeah, very maybe-ish.
Okay, we got a Dell 4-color number 77. Nice high-grade copy of Felix the Cat from 1945.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Stefan wants that one? Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Nice yellow cover with a big image of Felix. That's good.
We got it's probably mid-ish grade. Looney Tunes Merry Melody from 1953.
I will pass.
Maybe. I'm getting a bunch of Looney Tunes and Disney ones. I have to check which ones I'm getting.
Well, these are nice high grade copies on. They're probably upgrades for you if you already have them anyway. So,
No, I'm getting a high
19
grade. I'm getting a high grade collection, actually, believe it or not.
I do, Lyle. I would take a payment plan from you if that's what you're worried about.
Payment plan.
I will
I'm
pass.
serious. I have some people paying me on some other books, so it's okay. So number 168 from 1955, Alan. Yes, maybe.
I'd probably pass. I only go for like certain ones.
Okay. Lyle, let me know if you're interested in Merry Melodies, Looney Tunes at all.
Yeah, I know other people that collect that stuff. I
We
mean,
got
those in high
a
grade are worth something. You know, they are. They
yeah.
have
No,
value.
these are nice. That's the reason I picked them up from him. Is like I say, I'm rescuing him from his spinner.
You know, if they're like above a 7 or 8, then you got something.
Right, right.
You should
Just a few. Well, I'll put this one aside for you, the one from 1955, Lyle, and we can talk about it. Okay. Okay, so we got Action Comics number 181, Golden Age Action Comics.
I'm interested.
Tommy Tomorrow.
I'm actually not interested.
Okay, well, there we
Yeah,
go. That makes it easy. We've got a Detective Comics from 1953. Batman and Robin. See Batman and Robin coming into the Batcave.
I'm interested.
Okay.
That's kind of
It's
cool.
because it had Powwow Smith, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm all about powwow.
All right, we got an Action Comics number 205, The Sergeant of Steel, Superman rescuing these guys from the artillery shells.
I will
from
pass.
1955.
I'll
pass too, but it's a cool book. That's a cool book.
You're passing? He's got the sergeant's cap on him. He's got an army cap on him.
That is a cool one, actually, but
Biggie Shack says it's cool.
I'll tell you what, Brian, I'll pass on that other Superman and I'll take that Action. How's that?
Okay.
That other Action. I'll go with that, with the Army one, but I'll pass on the other one.
Okay. Well, I'll just keep them both in your pile as a maybe then.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can work something out.
Okay.
All right. We got an early Army at War, or All American Men at War, number 27.
I'll pass too. Again, I don't really collect the war stuff. So
Lyle, let me know if you're interested in Men of War. We got we got a 1952 Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny and the Rabbit Olympics.
I will pass.
I'm actually sure. Throw that in my pile.
Okay.
I don't have that one, so I know.
Size square bound book from 1952. It's got the big thick boy spine on it. Bugs Bunny Vacation Funnies number 2 from 1952.
I will pass.
I think I saw this picture somewhere as a key. I don't remember what the key was though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So throw it in my pile. I think it's Vacation Funnies number 2. It's Vacation Funnies number 2, so it's kind of cool.
From 1952, yeah. We got Crime Does Not Pay, number 116. Got a chunk out of the side here. So it'll be low cost.
It's probably a Charles Biro cover. It's probably where it says Charles Biro.
It's going to be low cost, Alan. Are you interested? Cheap.
Sure.
Cheap. Alan likes cheap.
Sure. Yeah, that's cheap book. Okay, that would be actually a cheap book even if it was in full.
Right. We've got Kathy from 1955, number 17. There's no fighting it, Kathy. It's bigger than the both of us.
I'm interested in that one. Oh, okay. No, I was interested in that one. I said
We
first.
got a
Okay.
nice high grade copy of Police Comics number 122, featuring the Lonely Hearts Killer from 1952.
I will pass.
Oh.
You collect Police, don't you, Alan?
Yeah, actually, I like that one. So
It's
throw
a
that on my
Okay.
beautiful
pile.
cover. I love the art on
Yeah.
this one with the guy
Well, I
crashing through
like
the
the guy
window.
strangling her and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Strange Adventures number 59. The Ark from Planet X. Why aren't they taking any humans? Taking all the animals, but
Smart.
they're not taking any humans.
Humans get screwed over.
I will pass.
Yeah, I'll pass too, but it's cute. I do like the
Okay.
Noah's Ark element. That's cute.
All right. Anybody else that's interested in the Strange Adventures, let me know. Also, the Men of War. Lyle said he has it. Biggie, if you're interested in the Men of War, let me know. Strange Adventures number 61. This one has some shoe at the bottom of it. Otherwise, it's beautiful. The Mirage from Space.
Oh,
I will
interesting.
pass.
I'll pass too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just not stuff I collect.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
Biggie
Yeah, well, there
says
are certain books I don't.
it's a link cover. Come on, guys. Or pink. Okay. Hobson says Pat. Lyle, you said pass on the Strange Adventures. Okay. Well, we got another pink cover. If you're into pink covers, Biggie, Tom and Jerry from the, I'm not sure, it's a 50s one.
I will
1950s.
pass.
Yeah, I'll pass too.
Okay. Walter Lance, New Funnies, Woody Woodpecker.
Again, pass.
Pass
me.
again.
Yeah.
Biggie says he's seen a lot that he liked, but they were all claimed. Okay, we got Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, number 162. I believe this is Bart's also.
I will pass.
He's painting the fence and they're making swords out of the fence.
That's it. It's a cute cover. Yeah, throw it on my pile. I'd be interested.
All right. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories number 236. They're all going to the beach.
I will pass.
I'd pass on that too. Sorry.
No problem. You guys are in no way indebted to take anything. Another Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. It's, gosh, it's dark. I can't. Let me turn the light on here by my desk. Number 131.
Okay. Later issue.
Bath time.
Yeah.
And doing the dishes. They're doing the dishes and taking a bath. That's kind of gross. That's kind of gross.
I'm not really into duck. I'm not into duck nudity. So
there you go. This is 4-color number 858 from 1957.
I will pass.
Daisy Duck's
like
Diary.
that. Go for it.
Okay.
I'll actually
Alan,
put that
going on your pile.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I think it's an early Daisy Duck too.
I don't think so, but
something about I looked it up. It was something about cover appearances, or one of her few cover appearances up to that point, or something.
okay. I like the cover. So that's the only reason.
Or maybe it was her first title.
It could be
because it's Daisy. Yeah, self-titled book, something like that.
Color, yeah, usually the four colors would have the first self-titles.
Yeah. So this is Donald Duck number 61 from 1958. We're on a rail car.
Pass again. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. Donald doing his best Popeye impersonation here.
I'll pass.
I'll pass too, but it's cute.
It is cute. We got some Mickey Mouse. Mickey is building the doghouse around Pluto, and Pluto is walking away with it.
I will pass.
I'll pass too, but that's a cool Disney. That's a cool Mickey because it's earlier version of Mickey.
Yeah. You sure you don't want it? It's not that expensive, Alan. You don't want me to throw it on the pile?
You know, I'm really poor right now. I spent a whole bunch of money just recently. So
Alan, you can make me a payment plan. It's no problem.
Payment plan, $1 per month for like the next 20 years.
For the next 1,000 years. Yeah. Any of this stuff. Well, I'll put the past stuff, and then later on we can talk if you're possibly
Sure,
interested.
sure.
All right. Okay. I like this cover. Walter Lantz, Woody Woodpecker. He's looking for the Santa Claus mask, and they've
Oh,
got it behind him.
I'll
I
pass.
I actually like that. So I throw that on my pile.
All right. Another Woody Woodpecker.
I like the
He's very
Christmas
happy
ones.
that his nephews are bringing their history books to go and read, but they're actually using it to go grab the cookies.
I've seen that one before, actually. I know that one. Not a bad cover. It's throw it on the maybe. Like if you're
Okay, yeah, it's 1952.
early Woody Woodpecker.
This is a monster giant square spine Woody Woodpecker Back to School Special number 4. And it's
All right.
in nice shape.
Sure, throw that on my pile. Like some of those are
All
cool.
right.
I like Woody Woodpecker, so
Yeah. Zane Grey, King of the Mounted Police, painted cover.
oh man.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not super
He's
interested
Canadian,
in that one.
Alan. He's Canadian.
I know it's like so mounted police thing. No, not really interested in that. But
Probably like a $5 or $10 book if you wanted it.
yeah, probably worth
Catherine?
$5 to $10. No, not super interested in that one.
All right.
It's probably his first appearance,
It might be. It says what was it King pursued? No man. Oh, what was it that King pursued? No man could escape. I don't know. Here we go. We got a Atlas. Kid Colt Outlaw, Wild Western.
I will pass.
Somebody getting shot right on the cover.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe on that one.
Yeah, the Atlas book, 1952 Atlas. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool one.
Okay, we got another Kid Colt Wild
Lyle
Western.
said take on that one too. So if
Oh,
maybe
okay, is that
Lyle
it?
have that one.
You did want it?
Yeah, give that to
Alan?
Lyle. Create a little Lyle pile.
I have a little Lyle pile. Lyle, you wanted the Wild Western?
Yeah, throw it in Lyle's pile.
Okay, I got Wild Western number 45, Kid Colt.
Pass.
Oh.
Also an Atlas book.
I think in one of these, I'm pretty sure Kid Colt makes his first appearance. Put that on Lyle's pile, I guess.
Lyle, do you want this one also?
Yeah, he said
I'm
yes.
going to put it here. Yes, sir. Okay, putting that on the
Lyle pile. It's
Lyle
funny. This
pile.
is the most chaotic claim sale ever. Okay, go ahead.
Claim sale, yeah. It's not really. I don't have prices, so it's not really a claim sale. Tom and Jerry. We'll have to work all that out. I don't have an issue number. It's a 1950s Tom and Jerry 10-center.
I will pass.
Pass for me too. Sorry. I don't really collect Tom and Jerry. I have their first appearance. That's pretty much all I wanted.
You got it. We got Tomahawk number 37, a nice high grade copy, DC, very early code.
Yeah, totally not.
Sadly, I actually have that.
Wow, I'm totally not interested in that one. Sorry.
Totally not interested. Lyle, are you interested in Tomahawk? Let me know. You guys, I'm not paying too much attention, so you let me know if he said he wanted the Tomahawk.
Yeah, he didn't say anything, so I'm assuming no.
Okay. Dick Tracy. Yeah, no, it's not gonna be that expensive.
Oh wait,
you got it.
As long as it doesn't surpass like a couple, it's gonna be cheap. It should be a cheap book. It's not.
Oh, so it was a no on the Tomahawk. Okay, got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Dick Tracy, number 94 from 1955.
Pass.
Okay.
Nobody
Anyone else?
There's only a couple really cool Dick Tracy ones.
The Avenger, number 2. Nice copy of that.
Oh, that's interesting. That's ME, like Magazine Enterprises?
Yeah, ME. Mm-hmm.
Is the artist's name down there at the bottom?
Yeah, who's the artist?
Yes, Powell. is the name on the artist on the
Oh,
bottom.
Eric, Bob Powell.
You want that, Alan?
I'm not a
Number
big
number
fan of.
2.
Yeah, but I'm not a big
Okay.
fan of Avenger.
Okay.
If it was number
Uh,
one, I'd just pick it up for the fact that it's number one. But number two
so
sounds
we
cool.
got. Oh, this is I didn't realize how early this one. It's got a nice date stamp on it too. Adventures of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, number 3
Yes.
from 1952. It's like,
Yep. Yeah, I'd be interested in
but
that.
Jerry, it's a single seater. He says it's okay because you can sit on my lap.
Yeah, throw that on my pile. I like those Good Girl Jerry Lewis ones.
Okay. Hot Rod Racing Cars. Nice copy of this 10 center from 1955.
Pass.
With issue number?
Number 25.
Pass, but it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, not pass on it though.
Okay. Anybody, like I said, anybody else who's in the chat, you can chime in if you see something you want. I don't know if hopefully I didn't miss anybody saying anything. And then fresh from his appearance in Peacemaker, Judo Master. I don't know the issue number, but
Okay, show it. Do you
Judo
have that
Master
one?
versus the
Do you have all
Mountain
the ones?
Storm.
I have them all. So help yourself. It's a great. I love the colors on it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful color strike on this one.
Yeah, you can throw that in my pile.
Okay. All right. That's that box. I got one more box, so let me.
No, one more box. We'll save it for next
Friday?
For Friday, and that
Okay.
way we'll
All
have
right.
something cool to show.
All right. Sounds good. We can do this on Friday again. So I will separate these into their respective people who are interested in them. And Alan, you and I will have to at some point get together and talk about grading and prices. And
I
Lyle
believe they're
ditto
all
on
like
your file.
0.5 and
Yeah,
$1 each. Wasn't that? Yeah.
no problem.
I'm a harsh grader. I'm a harsh grader. Even when
Harsh,
they
harsh
have the
grader.
cover, I consider them coverless.
Oh, wow, wow. All right. So yeah, Lyle, if you're okay, Lyle, sometimes getting together and doing like a video chat, we can grade and talk about price, and we can also do like a payment plan on those also. So,
Big Brian, when are you gonna? If you come to town,
Okay.
then you can go shopping in my voluminous stacks to see if there's
absolutely.
something in particular that you would want, and then however we can work it out, we can have another one of our
Yeah,
clan
that was
days.
super fun. I had so much fun coming over and seeing you. And Alan, I know I haven't been able to hang out as much on chats with you, but I always have a blast hanging out with you, buddy. So
Okay. So
I don't want you to feel like
you'll have to come here. You have to
spurned
come
or
here.
something.
Like you're going to see Steven twice. I mean, that should be equivalent to coming to Canada once. I mean, come on.
Clear to Ottawa?
it's all
Clear to Ottawa? And then have them pack all the books for you too.
Exactly.
And then go through customs.
Yeah.
So that's. I'm sorry. I'll only give you $5 for him. Brian, is that all right? $5. Fly back to Portland. That's all right.
So yeah.
All right.
Actually,
All right.
Lyle
That was super fun. I hope everybody had fun while we were doing that.
I love.
I had
a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was cool. You have some pretty cool stuff there, Brian.
Well, this is just the two that I brought to Steppo's house the last time. I do have like 2 or 3 more boxes of gold and early silver, and then a lot of really super high grade silver DC and stuff like that. So we can continue doing this kind of thing on a semi-regular basis if you guys want to.
It's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
And I'm sure like if we can start getting some people in the chat that are interested in things, like that'd be cool too. I'm totally down.
Yeah.
I think Biggie and I are going to be doing
it. What are you interested in? Like I have 2 boxes of like junk.
Of junk? I'm definitely interested in junk.
Are the books that you're interested in?
So did you see the I did 3 shorts on Instagram of like keys that I'm looking for this year. So if you have anything of those, definitely. Also, you know, I'm
Okay,
I'm I'm a
I'll
Silver Age
watch
Marvel,
those.
and
I
you know,
haven't
I'm
seen
a
those.
Keys guy. I like Marvel and DC Keys for the most part. A lot of people don't think I like D. Somebody said they didn't think I like DC Keys. I'm like, are you kidding? I showed what I showed the other night. Uh, Here, I'll show like what did I show?
Well, you're showing Batman's and stuff, and World's
Yeah, I was showing
Finest and
like
stuff.
Atom, Superman, Batman race,
Yeah, yeah, that's a great
Black
book.
123, First
Race,
Bizarro. I'm like, yeah, I collect
Flash.
DC. You know,
Those are all
First
big books.
Monel, First Silver Age Catwoman.
I
You
mean, I
know,
do have like some. Yeah, you know who
you do have
wants
some
that
what?
first Silver Age Catwoman?
What's that?
K-pop. Do you know? No,
Oh,
you
I
probably won't.
think I might have a dupe of it.
K-pop
This
was
is
looking
my.
for that Silver Age Catwoman.
I know I have two of the second appearance, the next issue. I have two of those, and I might have a dupe of the first one also.
Hmm.
So I could talk to her for sure. But I'm not. Those aren't ones that I'm looking to move.
Okay.
I'm kind of hanging on to my DC keys and stuff. But I mean, I've had people. They're like, I had people like, "Oh, I didn't realize you
Yeah, I
collected
think
DC." I'm
there's
like, I'm
been
more
a
of a
lot.
Marvel guy, but I do collect the big DC. I have much respect
Mhm.
for all of the history of comics, and much love for all the history of comics.
Me
So.
too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Well,
can't.
absolutely. I know you do
Okay,
for
so
sure.
I
And
I have
Capo.
to I have to let you guys go
Okay.
because there's pizza that has just arrived at this house,
Food
and I
comes
have like a
first.
very small window,
If you don't go and get
very
it,
small
it'll
window.
Yeah,
be
the son
gone.
will inhale it before you get there.
He'll eat the whole pizza. It's like he's like at that growing age, right? You know, where they just basically eat the whole thing, and yeah. So I'm lucky if I get a
Absolutely.
slice.
Well,
So
thanks to everybody who came by and
yeah, thanks everyone,
watching.
and thank you guys for hanging out with me. I always appreciate it.
Yeah, it
Lots
Yeah,
was
of
super
it's
fun.
always
fun.
fun.
A lot of fun. This is great. I enjoyed it immensely. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And so,
know why
yes,
you
I'll have
enjoyed
this
it
stuff set
because you
aside for
got to
you.
steal out
We
of
can talk after we
my
go
cart.
off
You
here.
I'll
know.
call you.
Yeah,
What's that, Alan?
I know why Steven enjoyed. He likes stealing out of my cart. Like, and this is like his way of doing that on
Well,
live
of
stream.
course, but we had already established certain parameters, my friend. What I want, I get. What you want, I get.
Hmm.
See? I mean, we've worked this out.
What's
I
mine
thought
is
we
mine,
had
and what's
worked
yours
this
is mine.
out. I really thought.
Wow. Yeah, it's awesome. What a great friends. When you have friends like this, you don't need
Friends like
enemies.
you.
Okay, so
Who needs
With friends like you, who's his
who needs
needing enema?
enemies? What? Well, enjoy your dinner, Alan.
Enjoy the pizza.
okay,
Thank you everybody for stopping
yeah,
by.
thanks guys.
And
Bye.
I'll hang
Bye
out for a
everyone.
second, Stepo, if you're gonna hang out.
I will.
All right.
Yeah.